All right, welcome to the Sae Bae Cast number 24 with, okay, let me try to get this right now. Hey Box Jonge.
Yeah,
Hey Box
pretty
Jonge.
good. That was
I'm,
pretty good.
I'm never gonna get it right, but we'll just
Yeah,
call you Max.
that is fine by me.
So I am very pleased to have you on the cast. I've been looking forward to this because I love talking to skillers, and I love people that go like the distance with the game. Like they are very passionate about the game and they are like very consistent players. So,
Yeah.
um, first things first, who are you and what do people, I guess, know you for? Because there are people that just have no clue who you are when like I mentioned your name and stuff. But there are a lot of people in the high level community that do know who you are and they are big fans of you. So, can you
hmm
briefly introduce yourself? Like where or I guess who are you in like a general sense?
Well, my name is Max, and I'm from the Netherlands. And I kind of play this game a little bit too much sometimes. And I would say people they know me from like my YouTube, my skilling videos, and maybe even the skilling Discord is where I also get recognized sometimes from because I have some guides in there. And yeah, I started playing old school right around release, but not on this account. And I've been playing like for 7 years, I think, on this account now. And I'm finishing in 2 months.
Very nice. So, what are your last skills that you have to go?
I have RC left, of course, the big RC wall, and I'm fletching at the moment because I was too lazy to finish fletching during my other skills because fletching sucks.
Yeah, I can agree. Um, so I know you so what I know of you is that you're a beast skiller. I've seen your YouTube. I've gone to a lot of your videos and I've watched your streams. The most chill vibes of any skilling stream I've ever seen. So I love it.
Thanks.
And you were also a beast at the sepulcher. That's what I like know you for. Like
Oh
I know
yeah,
you as
yeah.
like the agility expert, you
Yeah,
know.
I kind of pioneered that.
Yeah.
I had
So,
to figure out everything myself without GPU, may I add.
oh god, that's awful.
Yeah, my PC is pretty old.
Yeah. I'm going to so we'll talk about it a little bit more, but of course I'm super into Clue Scrolls and I love
hmm
Sepulcher to the like I just love it. It's amazing. And
Yeah,
there doesn't need to be any change to it per se, but
yeah. I saw the tweet.
yeah. I think a lot of people saw it, but
hmm
just Sepulcher in general as it is an amazing piece of content. I think you can agree.
Yeah, yeah. It's the best
Yeah.
ever.
And it's very unique because it's like it doesn't really revolve around tick manipulation, but the entire
hmm
thing is based on like ticks. Like you have to still like know about
Yeah.
ticks and pathing and stuff, and it's very unique content to old school.
Uh huh.
But yeah, so we got a lot of topics from you guys, so thank you guys for all putting your input on the threads. Remember, guys, every single week, if you guys want to have some topics for the guests, feel free to follow my Twitter, and they'll be there. But yeah. So I want to ask a little bit more about your introduction to the game. So you've said you've been playing since the release of Old School. Is that correct? Or
Yeah, I played a little bit when I was like 11, I think, when I was like in elementary school. I played for like 1 year, I think, and it was just free to play, and yeah, just nothing that really special. And but then when old school was like the poll was live, of course everyone was talking about it, and I was like, "Ooh, I used to play that back in the day, so might as well give it a shot." And then I made an account with all my friends like from high school, and then we played for I would say a couple months, but then everyone kind of burnt out, and people started discovering bots for old school, and I got my original account banned. So that was
yeah,
that, and then yeah, I didn't play for I don't know how long, but then me and one other friend started playing again, and then yeah, I made Hey Box Jonge, and here we are.
so what made you get into skilling, and were you always a skiller?
Mm, I mean, at first I was like really casual. I was playing other games, Call of Duty, Monster Hunter, and just AFKing like some 99s. I mean, I did model load for mining. I did use at Caterpie for wood cutting, and monkfish for fishing. So yeah, I wasn't playing that seriously. But
Yeah.
once I got closer to max and I was like starting to get into like YouTube, I discovered Automatology, of course, and Acid Soul, those guys, and yeah, it seemed so interesting how they played the game. And then I decided to like go for max, and then I was like, maybe I should quit when I'm max, but yeah, things turned out differently. I just kept going. I don't know. I never burned out,
Yeah.
I think.
So what do you think causes that? Like, and I guess for you personally, what is the thing that really pushes a person or you in particular into like progressing past max when there's literally nothing except for ranks and XP? There's no actual perks to the game.
Uh,
Is it just
that's
the
a really good.
competition?
The competition plays a really big part in it, and but back then I was not that great. I didn't like see myself ever getting like close to like even top 100 was like insane, and uh, so I didn't really take it that seriously. Even after max, I was just like still playing other games and like doing it really casually. And I don't know what kind of sparked my my desire to play so much. It also happened just over time, I think. Just um, just watching a lot of like other people's skill, like watching the community from the sidelines. Basically, is what I did for the first years, and then yeah, people maybe like started saying, "Yeah, yo, nice account, man." That I was like getting somewhere, and then yeah, then I guess the competition like kicked in.
Yeah. So do you think you were just mentioning like Automelody and Acid Soul were like
Hmm.
kind of huge, I don't
Yeah,
know,
for me,
inspirations to you?
yeah, yeah, definitely.
Do you think they were also kind of a reason, like people like that were a reason that you continued and
Yeah,
into skilling?
because Automatically was doing 20 mil base on his YouTube. Like he had a series about it.
Yeah.
And then I started to do that as well. I started out first with like getting base goals, like 20 mil, 30 mil, and then eventually 50 mil. And yeah, that made a really nice like foundation to like go further.
So when did the idea of 200 mil all become like an actual feasible, achievable like goal to you?
Uh,
Because it doesn't happen like for most people. I can say that's not initially what anybody thinks they can ever achieve.
yeah, yeah. For me, that was pretty much the same. Like I I thought I would never get it. It seemed impossible. There was way too many hours. I had things going like IRL, like school, girlfriend, stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, there's no way I'm gonna get that. But I think then when Link's Titan got it, that was like the proof of principle that someone was actually capable of getting like that insane milestone of like 200 mil all or that yeah.
Yeah.
And then yeah, just like yeah, I was really like motivated, and like I had a really strong desire to like also get 200 mil all. I think from then, but I still was like kind of insecure, like still doubting myself that yeah, I'm probably not good enough, like with the hard skills like mining, and I couldn't do tick manip when I was like around that time. My hands would like start to hurt like after an hour.
Mm,
It
yeah.
was really bad. So yeah, I still doubted myself. Even I had a strong desire to get it.
Interesting. So that I mean, I feel like that was I mean, I started playing in 2015 and Link's Titan was already like over 2
Hmm.
bill XP, something like that when I
Yeah.
first started. So it already seemed like okay, like this is like a feasible thing. It still is a ton of hours, but for
Hmm.
Iron Man mode, I look at it and the release of Iron Man mode, people were like, it is you just don't even think of 200 mil wall. But because
Yeah.
of like updates and stuff like that that have come out, it is feasible,
Uh-huh.
and we're seeing like Iron Higer and Dids, like
Yep.
the Lynx Titans of
Mm-hmm.
the game mode. They're finally
Yeah.
like showing the light, like, oh my god, like this is actually possible. And so
Yeah.
it's kind of
When are they gonna
interesting.
finish actually? Do you know? I have no idea how many hours like tunable actually is on Iron.
I don't actually know the exact like amount of EHP it is. I know that Iron Higer's in the lead. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I don't actually know like when he's planning on finishing, how many years that is. But
Man,
it's crazy though, because it seems like 3 years ago it was just nobody thought about it. Like no, like it was
mm-hmm.
still so far out. It was insane. But
Yeah.
yeah. Um,
Yeah.
so I guess we'll kind of get into some topics. One of them is sort of what we've been already kind of discussing, but I guess we'll start with Perona. He asks, on the way to 200 mil all, surely you have come across a grind you didn't enjoy, but still forced into thousands of hours of a skill. What advice do you have to not burn out with a skill you found unenjoyable?
Um. Well, I didn't really find any skill like really like bad that I didn't want to do it, but um, and also like thousands of hours. Like there are only a couple skills that are thousands hours or more, so that's also not really like true for every skill. Um, but I would have to say that I really like hated my life when I was doing crafting, but that was not because of crafting. That was because of I just finished Slayer, and I was just sad that I finished Slayer, and I had to do some boring bank stand skill.
Yeah.
And I just I tried to play alts with it, but it was so boring, and I just started to like watch anime and stuff like that during it, but it took forever to get that skill to 200.
So what was the method? Was it just black bodies?
Yeah, like the
Okay.
yeah.
What is that?
So
Like, so that's like what, 400 hours or
yeah,
something? Just a little bit over
but
that.
it took me forever. I've it felt for like forever,
Yeah. So
but it was the post like Slayer
yeah,
burnout
just
depression.
that excitement of Slayer going into the most boring thing ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was poor planning on my part, but yeah, I had a
So
lot of money, so I wanted to spend it.
yeah, so you were saying like you had struggled with like wrist pain and stuff with mining, tick manipulation. What was your mining method to 200 mil?
I did 4G, of course,
Okay.
but
Did you just have to take
uh,
breaks and stuff, or how did you manage it?
um, well, I kind of approached it the same way as like going like to the gym, because when you first go to the gym, you're pretty weak, right?
Yeah.
And over time, you're like start to like get stronger and build like yeah, almost like sort of muscle memory. Your muscles know what they're like used to at that time, and
Yeah,
it
yeah.
keeps increasing. It just keep increasing like the hours or with mining like over time. First you do like a session of like 1 hour, then you do add like 20 minutes to it, and so on. And eventually I could like do like 3 hours at a time, and then just take a small break, do another 3 hours, and eventually I built up to so I could do it like 12 to 14 hours a day at some days.
That reminds
So
that like
yeah,
really reminds me of Guitar Hero. Like I always related to Guitar Hero because that was a game I spent a lot of hours on. And when
okay.
you first move on to like hard mode, so you're playing with four buttons, so your fingers never
Mhm.
need to like stretch. And then as soon as you move to hard, you have that orange button to hit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it was like horrible on my wrist. Like it hurt me so bad initially because it was so unfamiliar, just so foreign
Hmm.
to like slide over. But
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of like the same thing with 3 tick 4G. Like the more you do it, it's like you don't put strain on your muscles as much. You're just going with the
Hmm.
flow almost.
Yeah.
So interesting.
Hmm. But he also asked something about burning out, I think, in the question.
Yeah. So, what advice do you have for other people to not burn out?
Well, a burnout is of course different for everyone, but I think why I didn't burn out from anything basically is not because I had a lot of motivation, because like I think motivation is actually gonna get you almost nowhere. That's maybe good for like 2 weeks if you like really motivated, but if you have like one bad day and you're not motivated, you're just not gonna log in. So that's yeah, that's not gonna get you like really anywhere. But you have to like have a really like strong desire to actually like finish the grind you're like setting yourself. And with any grind, you should like um, what's the word? Find like good habits during your day, so you could always like fall back on like your habits. Like for example, my habits are that I actually go for a walk like almost every morning, and when I go come back from that walk, I just know my body knows it's time to like get on the PC and like play,
Interesting.
and that
Yeah.
it just really helps with like starting the day, like setting the vibe for like, all right, now it's time to game. And yeah, I just have like every time I start a session, I have like some routine that like gets me in the mindset of like going. That is the biggest tip I can give for not burning out.
So I'm curious because I mean, you're what I've seen of you. You seem like a pretty normal, level-headed guy, and and like you also seem like pretty like healthy, like fit wise. Um,
Yeah,
so is there something? Is there a correlation between playing this game and staying somewhat healthy? That is like being physically fit and stuff that can help with this game.
that really can help. Yeah, it's of course not a requirement
Yeah.
to like get to an all, because there are plenty of people that like don't go to the gym as much as I do. But yeah, it keeps like the mental health like in check as well. If you have like something like outside you can like focus on. And of course, everyone knows that like working out and going outside makes you like feel better. So
Oh yeah. Yeah, I wonder because I feel like having a little routine like that sounds peaceful to like have a walk every day and then
yeah,
like go and then like then you're ready, you know. And
yeah,
there's a bunch
that,
of like routines that like personal trainers will get you into like have these little routines and stuff and start your day off right. But like that would actually
mhm.
legitimately help over a long period, like years of grinding this game. I feel like.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, there have definitely been times where I like slacked in my routine, and yeah, I definitely felt shit after a while.
Yeah.
Like I not really depressed, but just no energy.
Yep.
I mean, I think a lot of people can relate to this.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people listening to this can relate.
Yeah,
Uh,
so yeah, that's not great when that happens. But luckily, I always snap out of it like after a week or two.
How important is playing on mobile when you are going for a super extensive goal like 200 mil all?
Well, it's quite funny. I actually deleted the mobile app today. But that's not because it's not important for Tuna. Well, I would say it's very important to play on mobile if you're like really serious about your HP gains and about your week and stuff. Because the way I always used mobile is, of course, I did Hyperzone first because that was so easy that you could do it like during anything. Maybe it did a little bit too much Hyperzone at the start, but um, I always use the mobile app to get rid of the skills I least enjoyed. Like I would zero time the skills I had left and that I like really didn't enjoy, like thieving. I would just tap on my phone when I was going for walks and stuff like that, and making food. And yeah, of course redwoods, but I kind of regret doing a lot of redwoods because woodcutting turned out to be one of my favorite skills, if not the
Yeah.
favorite. So yeah, and yeah, of course hunter. Can't forget hunter. That is, I did a lot of monkeys
Oh yeah.
on the phone.
Nice. What would you say like if you could kind of like go back like what in with the current meta of like how skills are, what would you AFK now if like you had all your skills still available? What would be your go-to?
Well, not hunter because driftnet will get you tunable hunter. But I had more fishing, so I had to do hunter after driftnet. So, but what other skill? It would be nice to bank a lot of day alt if I would plan on doing Geo, but what other skill is there? Let me check. What else did I do?
I'm curious.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
well,
no, go
thieving.
ahead.
Thieving is of course the best EHP you could do on the phone, but it's like quite intense to do.
Yeah, like constant spamming.
Yeah, but if
Um,
you can do thieving, you should do thieving.
yeah, I could see that. What do you? Okay, so I've done maybe 30 minutes of drift net fishing in my life, and I hated it. Like
What?
I didn't know what I was doing. Like that was probably the reason I
Yeah.
hated it because it just felt like
Did you have the
I was
Did you
running
have the
around.
plugin on?
No, so I didn't have any plug-in. This is like I don't know, a
Yeah,
year and a half
yeah.
ago or
That,
so.
that shit sucks without plugin, man.
I had no idea what I was doing, and I was like, "How is this even good XP?" I felt like I was.
Mhm.
So, is
When
that an
when was
enjoyable method
this?
to you?
When did you do DriftNet, by the way? How long ago was it?
Probably a year and a half ago. I want to say is when I first like.
Yeah, the plugin is pretty new, I would say. I did DriftNet a year ago, a bit more. Then the plugin was like brand new.
Yeah, like the plugin
But
might have been out, but I didn't know about it.
okay. But what was your question again?
Like, how do you enjoy it? I mean, because I have just ever since I tried that for half an hour, I've blocked it out of my mind. Like, I will just never do it because I just hate it. But I don't want to. I don't want to be like that person that tries something very for a small amount of time and then just says they hate it. Like, I would like to try new things. Although for
Mhm.
Ironman, drift net fishing is a pain in the ass because of like the jutes
Yeah,
you
you
need to
have to
farm.
farm the shit yourself. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Like, is that a fun method? Like, did
I really enjoyed it. It's
okay.
in my top five, I would say. From
Wow.
yeah.
Because I ask
But
you because I know you're into like the fun methods. Like if you like what if you like 1.5 tick and sepulcher and stuff like that, I feel like we have
mhm.
the same sort of taste. So
Yeah, but yeah, DriftNet is of course a bit different because there's like not really like any ticks that you need to like count or anything. Just like click the blue squares.
yeah, that's why I think I just it was
Yeah,
so
but
dull
there
to
there
me.
is a lot of like min maxing to do in drift netting
Yeah.
that a lot of people don't really know about,
Okay.
and that was like really fun to like really push myself to get like the insane XP rates that you can get. I think my best hour was like 94.2k fishing and like 124 point something k hunter, which was crazy over
Jesus.
HP.
Yeah. So, what do people think of that method? Is it tough to like maintain that to maintain like over EHP? Or I don't know if it
No,
is over
it's not.
EHP. Isn't it
It,
just
it
EHP?
no, it's not EHP yet. I think there is talk about making it EHP, but it's so easy to get over EHP if you're like not even know what you're doing. That's so crazy about the method.
So are
Um,
people okay with it? I feel like when new methods
well,
like
at
that come out.
first, when I was doing it, people like find it kind of cringe. Like, yeah, man, you should do black chins. Black chins are the best,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But yeah, over time, more people started to like give it a chance because when I did it, I was I'm there was like one person before me who tried it, but I was like the one who like popularized it. I would say. So after me, many more people started doing it, and some people liked it, some people didn't. Yeah, I think it's gonna be EHP soon.
So the other question I have is what do you think about that being a combined skill where if you were to do that at the very beginning of like fishing and hunter, you would basically get you would do that one method for both skills. Is that like a good thing for the game, do you feel
Uh,
like?
mm, well, you kind of like don't fish at all because uh, if you do all of Hunter there, you're like have like 150 or 160 mil fishing, I think. So it's kind of a shame that you like don't fish that much because fishing is a great skill.
Yeah.
And but like multi-skilling, it's always had like a weird place in the HLC and the like the EHP lifestyle. So when thieving and agility were like combined with swimming, like no one ever did that because everyone was doing RD because they needed money and stuff like that. And I don't know, just like multi-skilling methods were not like liked in the community.
Yeah.
So that was why I didn't get shit for it, but people like really kind of shit on DriftNet because of that. at first.
Interesting. I know swimming used to be like EHP as well until Sepulcher came out. I don't think it is
Hmm.
anymore.
Well, it's still pretty close to 1-to-1, I think, if you're pretty
Okay.
good.
I hated swimming as well.
What?
I hated it, dude.
Man.
And I was even going for like that merfolk trident or whatever it's called.
Hmm.
Like little
Yeah.
I didn't even know what I was just going for it. It was something to go for, but dude, it was giving me anxiety doing that. Like there's something about like being underwater and having to get air bubbles and stuff I just hate.
Oh, yeah. I can see that. But I don't, the area looks so cool
It is
from the
unique.
swimming. Yeah,
It
I
is
like
unique.
it.
I
And it's
just
also a
yeah,
pretty unique method, yeah.
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 That's what kind of got me into it.
I enjoyed it.
Interesting, because maybe again I have to spend more hours into certain things to really get a
And it
taste
has
for
a
it.
pretty steep learning curve swimming because at first you
Yeah,
have no idea what you're doing and the things they change like constantly and you're like always too late
yeah. That's how I felt.
yeah,
It was pretty
yeah.
painful.
But once you know all the shortcuts and yeah, know where to like yeah, where to go basically and how to like manage your oxygen and then it's really fun.
So, what is your favorite skilling method? You were saying woodcutting might be,
Oh,
but what would you say?
yeah. Well, it changed quite a bit over the years, but currently I will have to say 1.5 techniques. Yeah, that I did a month of I had 80 mil left of woodcutting, and I decided to do it in 1 month. It's 400 hours of
Damn.
1.5 thick. I also did some redwoods during it, but
Yeah.
it was mainly it was like 13 hours a day of 1.5 thick. But it was not really that hard to get it. But fun fact, I never got the 80 mil because I kind of slacked during it. Like I would get it like exactly when the month ended. I would have the 80 mil, but my internet decided to shit the bed the last 30 minutes of the month, so I couldn't finish.
Oh, damn.
So if you look on like CML, it's like 79.99 something.
That's awful.
Yeah, that was pretty bad, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's insane. That's in like insane dedication to set yourself out for like a very, very intense, consistent month
Yeah.
and then pull it off.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah. But
so yeah, but I don't know. It's
go
insane.
ahead.
I was just gonna say like it's funny because like the first thing we were kind of mentioning is how when you first got into skilling, you know, you do an hour of 3-tick 4G and it'd be painful. Now you're pulling like
Hmm.
a full month of the probably the most intensive
Uh-huh.
tick manipulation method in the game for an entire month. That's insane.
Hmm. Yeah, it was an experience. And, I was kind of ashamed that I only had 80 mil left, so that's why I said I kind of regret doing so much redwoods.
Yeah.
Would be so epic to get a 100 mil month, man. 500 hours.
Yeah.
That
Dude,
would be the dream.
I'm glad I'm an iron because you know, I don't have like any issue like I don't have any wrist issues, but I do experience discomfort. I never experience pain, but just if I do something for a long enough time, like I did like a 27-hour session of corp and just having to do like just the games necklace method and all that, like my
Hmm.
wrist was just uncomfortable by the end, and so like pulling
Yeah,
that stuff off. So the cool thing about Iron Man is you got that 1.5 tick, but you also get like that break every single minute of going to your butler and like turning it
yeah.
into plank
And
stuff.
you don't have to drop. Like
Yeah, you never need to
I would
drop either.
say dropping is like the part
Oh,
where
it's
people
horrible.
struggle.
Yeah. That's the real learning curve is like
Yeah,
dropping it and maintaining the like the double roll.
yeah,
So
yeah, for sure. But how often did you take breaks on the 27-hour session?
oh no, that was like all in a stream like a few weeks ago. That was just straight. I did
Straight?
150 corp kills straight. Yeah, like that was like
Jeez.
I'm never gonna pull that. Like that's not like a month for a month thing. That's like a one time.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's actually respectable, man.
Yeah, I mean it's streaming, so it's like you got people pushing you. It's not just
True.
your own. I mean, but then again, it's a lot more energy exerted. So it was like
Yeah, I was about to say when I stream, I'm like toast after like 3 hours,
yeah.
man.
No, I
I
was
have to like do something else or like I don't know, turn off my mic and webcam for a bit and just like
it gets pretty
recover.
painful. There's like you know I don't know if you've um I don't know if you've pulled like super long hour sessions for
No,
like in
no.
competitions, but
Oh, in competitions,
yeah,
you mean? Oh, I thought you meant streaming, but No, I always take breaks every. Well, I rarely do 6 hours, so I take breaks at least every 4 hours, I would say.
That's good. Because there's something about like when you're sleep depriving, uh, there's like little phases you go through where it's like for a few hours you're totally chilling, and then for like 3 hours you're just your eyes are about to like collapse, and then all of a sudden
Yeah.
like within the blink of an eye like you're fine again for like another 3 hours. It's
Yeah,
so
yeah,
weird.
yeah, yeah. I have experienced that.
Yeah, so that's kind of what it, like the corp session is like. You just go through these horrible hours where you're just like, I hate
hmm
this, and then it just gets
Yeah,
better for a little bit.
yeah.
But
But there was like nothing you could do to like snap out of those like horrible phases, like maybe splashing water on your face or.
like there, I mean, I would get up because like I take a pee every like hour during my stream basically.
hmm
I'm always hydrating, but
Yeah.
yeah, there's nothing like particularly I can do to wake myself like feel good. I can splash water on myself, but it doesn't feel like it ever does anything. It's just something to
Well,
do.
that kind of helps with me sometimes.
Oh,
It's really.
somebody did tell me. So apparently, Mister No Sleep, he would when he was doing like his 100 hour stream stuff, like
Uh,
he would tell people that he brushes his teeth, and it would like wake him up, kind of.
yeah, yeah. That helps. That helps pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, so I did that, and it did feel pretty good actually.
Yeah. Well, I sometimes when I forget to like brush my teeth while I'm still gaming, so I usually try to brush my teeth like 2 hours before I like stop gaming for the day. So I yeah, it just feels better because I if I do it like afterwards and I'm like tired, I'll go to bed and then I brush my teeth and I'm just wide awake again. Like
Yeah,
that sucks.
yeah, no, I definitely feel that. It's kind of cool. I don't know. I guess it was just in like the past couple of years I've really noticed how good it feels to like have a fresh mouth, like brush your
Mm.
teeth and even
Yeah.
rinse sometimes with some like mouthwash and stuff and floss.
Yup.
Like
Yeah, it's
I
it's
didn't
pretty nice.
I never understood it as like growing up as I mean, I've always
Same.
been in a pretty good habit of brushing my teeth, but now it's like, oh, this is like nice.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I can relate to that.
yeah. Okay, so we got a bunch of different questions from Drum, and I want to cover these because they are pretty good. He asks, I'm assuming you've done a lot of tick manipulation methods for most skilling. Do you feel that tick manipulation is absolutely necessary for going for 200 mil all? And then on top of that, his second question was, do you enjoy or have fun with tick manipulation, or do you feel pressured to do it by the community?
Yeah, good questions. I have to say that it's completely not necessary to do tick manip for tunable all if you don't want to, because there are so many methods that like are pretty good EHP for like the tick manip skills. As for example, you have volcanic mine for mining, of course. A bunch of people did that, and it's like 100k an hour at the moment, I think, and it's so AFK.
Yeah.
So that's like one of the hardest skills out of the way. And then, of course, I've mentioned it before, the redwoods. I think a lot of people don't even know the skill woodcutting exists. They just do some redwoods every now and then and just get 200 mil.
Yep.
And yeah, and of course for fishing and hunter, there's now driftnet that like
Yep.
takes care of those skills. So no, it's not necessary at all. And do you enjoy slash have fun with tick manipulation? Well, yes. Those are just like the favorite things I like to do in this game. I uh, I did mining and woodcutting and of course I did driftnet as well, but that's not really tick manip. But I did all the gatherers like last year, and I did a 4.3k year. So it's safe to say that I
Enjoy it.
enjoy those methods. So I do not feel pressured at all. It's kind of the other way around that I am pressuring people
Yeah.
to do the tick manip stuff instead of VM and.
Was there ever a time where you did feel the pressure when you first got into skilling maybe where
Yeah, because VM didn't exist,
yeah.
and DriftNet wasn't like good because the plugin wasn't around. And yeah, of course, redwoods were there, but yeah, I really was scared of mining, so I felt kind of pressure to like learn it. I started out with 2S to G, the OG method,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Such a
but
chill
yeah,
method.
yeah, it's nice. But once you like have 4G down, there's no going back.
Yeah, once you understand how much XP you can be getting with, yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty extreme. But
Mhm.
yeah. So I am actually, I don't know. I guess what I see from a lot of like newer players and maybe players that moved from RS3 recently to OSRs, like a lot of people have voiced their disdain almost for tick manipulation, and they don't want, like, they think it's bug abuse,
Oh yeah.
um and even like one tick flicking in PVM and stuff, like things where you could just not lose any prayer. They think it's unfair, and uh you know, they bring up some valid points where, yeah, maybe it's a little busted, at least for the PVM side, where you just can do
Yeah, I
something
mean
for,
they're not wrong. It is
yeah,
technically a bug.
yeah. I will say, however, in my own personal opinion, because there's no way to like just objectively say this is better, this is worse, but I think when people really get into tick manipulation in this game, they'll understand how like satisfying it is.
Hmm.
Because unlike other methods where it just, like, RuneScape's based off like a tick system, so it's like the game can feel laggy when you're not doing, I don't know, it just feels like you're not really in control of your character if you're not abusing ticks. Basically, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
is like 4 tick, like 3 tick 4G is incredible, where you're just, you feel like you're in full control, you know exactly what you're doing, and every single click that you're doing is like bringing a return of, it's like
Hmm.
giving you the XP. And so
Yep.
it is quirky, I will say, because this is like this is like the one of the weirdest games, honestly. Like one of the weirdest MMOs when you really take a
Yeah,
step back. But
for sure.
I think it's charming, like that the game has this weird
Yeah.
kind of bug abuse that you use, and you use like a knife and a log to do stuff. But
Yeah. It's also like very like minimalistic. Like the
yeah,
minimalistic aspect of like skilling is also something I really enjoyed, and is also something that like got me interested in skilling, I would say.
absolutely. And
Because
I know you're a fan of Acid Soul.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The things he said in his rambles back in the day, oh man,
Oh yeah.
I can really relate to that. And like he also asked himself the question like what causes it like like a neurological like normal person to like do these insane grinds of like very like boring activities like that is something that like get me up at night almost, like thinking about that. Why am I like actually playing this game so much, and why do I enjoy it? And it's quite like recently I've been like listening to some podcasts and um, like videos about quantum mechanics actually. And I'm not sure if you're like familiar with like quantum mechanics. If
I've listened to it. So I've started listening to like Lex Friedman. He puts on like really intelligent people on his podcast, and I
Okay.
think they were, one of the guests was kind of talking about it a little bit. But again,
uh,
I'm not fully.
yeah, but
You'll have to
it's
explain
like
it.
basically there is like an sort of like energy field ish thing like on top of like the atomic like structure in this world. Is basically what it's like all based on, that they're like discovering. And um my opinion is that like all activities and things that you like do in life, like every activity or every job or school or whatever you like, the thing that just it everything holds like a frequency like of like information. Can you still follow me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go on, go on.
And I think just um like that frequency of like information or like vibration, whatever you want to call it, like something about this game just really like triggers me or something. Like I want to like dive into it because that like that frequency just speaks to me or something. And I think with like everything you like do is in your life is like kind of based on like that you always seek out the things that will like benefit you the most, like frequency wise.
Interesting.
And that is like the thing why I like just kept playing this, and like always like felt like no desire to like really go hard on school and stuff like that, because just this, yeah, the frequency of this game just grabbed my full attention, and I just went all out on it. That
Yeah,
is something I discovered recently, and it kind of opened my eyes on like life in general. So that is pretty interesting.
that is interesting. It's like I don't know, like humans are so similar yet they're so different in like their
Yeah.
desires. Like like sometimes we almost think like all humans need to want and desire certain things, but we're
Hmm.
so different
That's
and we all
that is so wrong to think
yeah.
that way.
Yeah, and we all have our own passions and stuff, and
Hmm.
so
Yeah,
very interesting.
yeah, yeah.
Uh
I've been listening to quite a bit of like those topics while skilling.
that must be nice, honestly. That's got to be
Yeah,
like really like deep and just
yeah, yeah.
soothing
It's,
almost. But
yep.
interesting. He continues on. So Drum is asking, well, we already kind of covered this, but he said, have you suffered from carpal tunnel or other issues like back pain, and have you found solutions to help you with that for long playing hours?
Yeah, we kind of went over this already, but I have some things to add. Well, I never had carpal tunnel, but I definitely have been injured. But it was in the gym and stuff like that. But I was too stubborn to like take proper rest, and I kept like playing a lot, so my injuries like healed really slowly. So that was like the injury was not caused by gaming too much, but the recovery was like slow because I
Yeah,
gamed a lot. And for things like back pain, I never really had back pain, I would say. But one of my routines is also when I'm done for the day, I have like a foam roller like in my room, and I roll all the tension and like stress out of my back. That really helps because I tend to like really how do I say this?
like strain it, or what do you mean?
Mm, yeah, kinda. But man, what's the word? Like all the tension that like I get during the day, like from like anything, I have a tendency to like get it all in my back, if you know what I mean.
Okay, so you like release the pressure almost at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
yeah, I release the pressure at the end of the day. That really helps because I forget it. If I forget it, I wake up really shitty the next day, like with
Okay.
huge like muscle ache and stuff like that. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
My back
No, I
is
mean,
my back is weird.
I have what I noticed. I think it was like 2 years ago when I was doing a lot of gaming and pretty little like physical activity.
Hmm.
Was I that's why I started drinking so much. It's just like so much water throughout the day is because I started getting this kind of like swelling almost in my like legs, and part of it was my chair because my chair was literally cutting off my circulation because it was just
Ooh,
such
that's
a
not
crappy
good.
chair.
Yeah.
But one of the things I saw was like you can like eat berries. Like there's certain like foods and stuff that'll like um they're what's the word? It's like they are very anti. There's like some word for it. I'm trying to think like anti-inflammatory or something like that. Like foods
Hmm.
that you can
Yeah.
eat that like really help your digestion
Hmm.
and so yeah, I've always found like nutrition really intriguing with like micronutrition and stuff like things that can actually like benefit you that's not just based off of like fats, carbs, and proteins. It's just like
Hmm.
these little
Yeah.
micro things. So yeah, I started drinking like fresh smoothies like from real fruit and stuff and like water, a lot of water, and it definitely helped the like swelling and stuff.
Yep. That's also something I do. I haven't drank anything other than water for the last Well, of course, I drink like when I'm like out or with
Yeah,
some friends. I've drank something else, but when I'm gaming, I haven't drank anything other than water for the past 7 years, I would say.
that's insane. I'm addicted to sugar. I'm literally addicted to sugar.
Yeah, but it is literally an addiction because I used to like eat like chocolate and stuff like that. But when I quit like for 2 weeks, I had no desire to even think about like eating chocolate again.
That's so weird because
Yeah.
I had that phase in high school. So I was like a health nut my senior year of of
Mhm.
of, of high school, and I swear I think it was like 2 weeks. You just cut it out for two
Mhm.
weeks,
It's
and then you
gone.
never
It's
have
gone.
another craving
Yeah.
again.
Yep.
It's so weird, but like you have to get to that phase, and you also have to have the desire to like continue forward as well.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
I think I would honestly like already talking to you now. I almost want to just get back into switching to water only. I have this caffeine addiction, so I know for like the next 3 days when I stop, I'm gonna have horrible headaches.
Yeah.
But I know I can pass through it because like I've done it before, easy.
Yeah. I think I've drank like maybe 10 cups of coffee in my life. And that was during when I was working at the supermarket. Like in breaks, I used to drink a cup of coffee because other people were doing it as well. And I was like, might as well try it. And it was not that bad, but it wasn't great. And it
Yeah,
made me like really like sweaty. So
yeah.
I kind of quit after it after 2 weeks.
All right. Drum asks, continues, has going for 200 mil all made you enjoy the game more or less? And how do you stay motivated? We already kind of covered the
Yeah,
motivation, but
yeah. Motivation is not really important. It's all about desire and routines, I would say. But has going to an all made you enjoy the game more or less? Well, it's almost a different game that I'm playing, I would say, to the people who are not going for tournament all. So, of course, I really enjoy it, but I think that always focusing on efficiency is not necessarily a good thing for like the game in general, because it feels like you are almost forced to like do the one-to-one methods. Otherwise, you just feel bad. And the thing that like everything is like figured out instantly when something new releases, and uh, like all the drop rates and like best methods how to do something kind of takes away from like the enjoyment sometimes, I would say.
yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah, I think you talked with Mod Husky on the cast the other day about like um, he mentioned the Slayer skill that they like. I think it was on that podcast. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but someone said that like with the Slayer skill, they just added a bunch of things without like telling what was in there. Like they added a whistle whip without like
Yep.
saying it. That was like that made me realize that like having surprises in games is so important for the health of the game. Like there's so much excitement when you'd like have no idea what's like in this new skill or dungeon or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's kind of sad
I
that
agree.
everything has to be like known. Everyone,
Yep.
oh yeah, there's no room for like surprise anymore. That kind of sucks.
Yeah, something I know this is very quirky of me, but I love little Easter eggs uh
Yeah,
throughout the game. And
yeah.
one of the thing like they released the Isle of Souls, that like just kind of like
Mhm.
expansion. They just made like the little map. They added this little chest, and then you could get this key and you could open this other chest. But like and I love things like that. But when it's I wish they would do more with that. Like I wish they would come out with an update and then have like things that you could actually go and explore, and they actually could become like a good method for either skilling or something, just something that's like
Mhm.
I don't know. Prif kind of did it where like all of a sudden boom, here's a new red chin spot that's like
Yeah,
actually the
yeah,
best
yeah,
spot. Like nobody
yeah,
really asked for it or anything, but
yeah. But
it's nice,
yeah,
it's a
things like
surprise.
that are so important, I would say.
Yep.
And if they would like make Rage 3, I would prefer it to like have nothing like revealed about it. Just saying we're making Rage 3, that's it.
Yeah, it
That
would.
would be so good to like figure out everything
Yeah,
like on your own, like actually going on an adventure in the raid instead of like knowing what bosses there are, what drops you're gonna get, like
it's risky because as much as I would love that, I feel like, and I feel like a lot of the community would love it as well, but
Yeah.
it's that risk of like insane power creep where if it's not
Hmm.
discussed by the community beforehand, it might be way out of control.
Yeah, they have to like definitely
Yeah.
like be very good at
The
communicating. Like, if they would do it how I said it, they have to be like really communicating well
yeah.
right after release, so they can like balance it right away.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is something to consider, of course. Yeah, but it would
The
be so cool to have that element of surprise.
I agree. The cool thing is like they still have the surprise of like when Inferno was released, nobody knew
Yeah,
what it
about
was.
Zuck.
Like we all knew we were going to get a cape at the end, but like
Yeah, but
you didn't know what the actual content was, and so we still have that where it's like raids 2 come
I
like
mean,
Theater of Blood was crazy. Like nobody knew what they were doing.
yeah, yeah, that was so fun to watch.
Yeah.
But in Inferno, you kind of knew all the monsters already, right? Except for Zuck, I think.
I feel so. I
Or
remember watching V the Victim, and he was like, he was at triple Jads, and then he killed the 3 Jads, and he thought it was like over. I felt like,
uh-huh.
but yeah,
Yeah.
like maybe they all did think like there was. I don't know if anybody expected 3 Jads in the first place, but after
Mhm.
3 Jads, they thought they were almost done, and then yeah, Zook pops out.
Yep. Yeah, that was probably the best like week of Twitch, I would say,
Oh yeah,
Inferno.
it's awesome.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, crazy. So I think we still get that like surprise, but it's not like the true magical surprise of I have no idea what this
Hmm.
is.
Yeah. Maybe it's too late for that at this point to
They
have
the
them.
cool thing is and again, I don't do leagues, but they have leagues where they can do that. They can make
Mhm.
the game as busted as they want and have
Yeah,
crazy
that is true.
surprises, and
Yeah.
it's not going to break the game.
Yeah. I always wanted to try a league, but yeah, Tour of All was on my mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I always want to play League, and then I'm like, oh wait, all my progress is going to get deleted after 2 months.
Hmm.
Yeah, not a big
Yeah.
fan of that. Okay, his final, so Drum's final question is goals after 4.6 bill.
I get this question a lot on my stream when I rarely stream, but I'm not really sure on like what I'm exactly gonna do, but I there's a big chance that I am gonna quit like fully because I think about that like that frequency story thing that I told before.
Yeah,
I think the frequency is almost like not high enough for me for in this game, and when I finish, I think I have to move on to something else with like a higher frequency so I can grow as a person,
interesting.
and that is probably gonna be school. And what I'm gonna study, I'm not completely sure yet, but I have been uh, I have been looking at civil engineering. So yeah, but can I go to the bathroom real quick? I
Yep.
have some things I want to add to this question
Yeah,
or answer.
let's take a
So
quick break.
all right.
All right, I'm back. If you are. welcome back.
Yo.
All right. So what were you we were going on
Um.
about the goals after 4.6 bill.
Yeah. Um. I said I was gonna probably study again, and I'm saying again because I after high school I tried two different studies, and the first thing that I chose was civil engineering. But at the time, I don't know, I just kind of felt like lost. If that makes any sense, I had
Yeah.
no idea what to like do or expect from like life, and and yeah, I decided to. I was pretty good at what I was doing, like I'm fairly smart, I would say, and I yeah, I kind of did everything with ease, and it's a pretty like difficult study. But then I was like, yeah, I wanna work with people. I wanna help people. Yeah, but kind of I kind of had to help myself first, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Before, yeah, and then I quit that study and moved out and like to a like big city, and I don't know, I just felt really like not on in the right place. So I quit that one again, and then I decided that I like wanna yeah really find out what I want to do, and then I just figured out I just want to get finish 200 mil all and like move on after that, because I always was distracted by RS during school as well.
Yeah.
So I hope to like finally focus fully on school when I'm done.
How do you feel? Like, what do you think you'll be able to fully focus? Do you think like this accomplishment that you've like set out to do after it's completed? Do you feel
Yeah,
most likely that you'll be fine now?
yeah. This game really changed me as a person. Like really, I was well pretty. I wouldn't say like insecure, but I was, I don't know, not really like confident in like yeah actually like sticking to a long term like goal of like a study of 4 years.
Yeah.
And yeah, I played like this game for uh like almost 12 hours a day, like the last year, like 12 EHP. So that's like an 80 week, like for more than a year.
That's
And if I
insane.
have to like if I have to spend like 40 to 50 hours a week on like school stuff or a job, that's so easy. Like
Yeah.
I mean, of course you have to do like different like things, but like the sheer time investment is
Yep.
just so much less than what I what I just did.
Yeah, and
So that's definitely gonna help me.
I think the mindset of just putting hours in is going to make
Mhm.
that feel like this is very easy compared to what I was doing. Although, again, like going back to that frequency, like this is what you truly love to do.
Mhm.
So,
That is true. But I always had somewhat of a like desire to like build stuff and
yeah,
design stuff. So it just got a little bit like distorted by the by the RuneScape
yeah,
frequency.
interesting.
Yeah,
Well, that's cool. I'm happy for you. Hopefully, it goes well.
yeah. And there I have plenty of other goals like not school related. Of course, like make very big gains in the gym. Like I I'm not like fully like a gym Andy. I also do calisthenics. I'm not sure if you know what that
Yeah,
is.
I do that all. That's when I work out because I haven't
Oh,
been able
nice.
to go to a gym. I'm
Yeah,
super into
yeah,
calisthenics.
yeah. That's something I'm also really into.
Yeah,
Not like crazy good at it, like, but uh,
it's
it's so much fun.
nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
it.
it feels so clean. You feel like a
Yeah,
way better connection, like uh um what is it called? Muscle memory like connection, or name mind muscle connection. That's I have it way more with calisthenics than I have it with like weights.
yeah, I agree. I don't think. Again, I could be wrong about this. I feel like you get really fit with calisthenics, but you never get like
Hmm.
big. Like you don't get like jacked. Like
Uh,
that might be a
True. I mean, like
misunderstanding on my part.
yeah. It's way easier to get like huge with weights. That is
Yeah.
true. But there are definitely some calisthenics athletes that are insane.
Yeah, they're like shredded. They're not like
hmm Yeah, of course.
meatheads though.
Like, yeah, if you're like a meathead into calisthenics, you're only like setting yourself up for failure for
Yeah.
like the hard skills because you need like to be lightweight.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I love doing like I love extending my planks and stuff and doing just
hmm
like variation push-ups and stuff. Like that's something like where when I was in college, I used to just when it was chest day, it was like do the like bench press, do
hmm
the little like I don't even know what they're called now, but like those little rope things that you bring towards you. Those like bungees that you like bring towards you and stuff. Like things like that where it's
Oh
like
yeah.
yeah, I can't I literally have it's been years since I've been to like an actual gym. But
hmm
it is nice being able to do things like with full body control. It's just your body. There's
Yup.
no equipment used.
Yeah. I
The
mean,
only
you should still have some equipment if you're like.
yeah,
I have gymnastic rings that I use.
I have like
Pretty nice.
I have a couple dumbbells and a pull-up bar, but other than that, I'm
Mhm.
pretty much like
Yeah. But are you like advanced at
oh
calisthenics?
no, not at all. I am
Uh,
like I'm like it's I'm in this weird phase where it's like I like I have this desire to like really get into it and stuff, but I'm still so
mhm.
lazy. So I only do it like I have the motivation like maybe twice a week. And I'll go for
Yeah.
it and they'll be like, "Oh, I'm so good." And then it's like I know I fall out of the habit. So I'm trying to
Mhm.
build up this habit and
Yep.
it's a struggle currently, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of
Keep.
lifestyle changes I could have done. I will do like diet is a big one and just getting
Yeah.
routines down.
That's again the motivation, like letting you down when it really matters.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why you can almost never rely on motivation. But uh, I actually made like really good progress so far because I used to be like really skinny in high school. Like I'm pretty tall. I'm 187 centimeters. That is 6'2", I think.
Let me look.
So I'm I'm pretty tall,
Yeah,
but
almost 6'2".
I was um, at my lowest weight. I that was after I had a salmonella infection.
Oh wow.
I dipped under 60 kilos, and that is 135, I believe, in
Yeah,
pounds.
that is skinny.
Yeah, it was really bad, and also not sure how you would call it, but like your my rib cage is like somewhat like towards like the inside, if you know what I mean.
Oh
Like
yeah, it's
I have no idea how to call it, but
I don't know what it's called, but I had a couple friends in high school that had that where like that's kind of like a not protruding. It's like the opposite of protruding, like where your chest dips in.
yeah,
Yeah.
I had that as well, and it got to a point where I sometimes you could hear my heart beat, like my heart actually hit my
Oh my
chest, my rib
gosh.
cage. That was really scary.
Yeah,
I
that's
had no
terrifying.
idea what was like going on, and we went to the doctor, and he said like, yeah, it's nothing like crazy, but I think it would be like wise for you if you like started like working out.
Yeah.
So I started working out, and so I was like 60 kilos on my like lowest, and before the second lockdown um, happened in December, I think here. So the gym closed again. I was 82 kilos, so I gained over 20 kilos on like almost like pure muscle mass in
That's
three
insane.
years. So yeah, and that's mainly calisthenics that I did.
Yeah. As long as you have a healthy diet and eating enough protein and stuff, like
hmm
that's
Yeah.
awesome. I I'm like I think I've said this in other casts where like I feel very blessed because I don't have any injuries. I'm a very like healthy middle aged or not middle aged but like mid 20s adult
Yeah.
where it's like I don't have any excuse to not be like doing like good things for my body. Like I really have zero
Mhm.
excuse and it's just laziness that like
Yeah.
gets me out of the habit. But I know that I can get into the habit, and like it's sort of like that going back to like building up confidence where like now you're ready for school, you have this like newfound confidence, almost like I've had that confidence of being able to work out and be consistent with things, because I used to do it in high school and like early college. I used to be really good at it, but you'd fall out of the habit pretty quickly. But I know I can get back into it because I've done it before.
Yeah. Yeah. You should give it another like proper shot, I would say, to like really stick with it for a couple years. Then like you would actually see crazy results if you like be consistent for a couple years.
Yeah. No, it's exciting, but it's just the laziness, dude. Like, but I think it's getting really nice weather out, and one of the things I really want to start getting back into is sprints with
Okay.
calisthenics. Like I think sprints. I'm like a huge I'm a huge believer in sprints. Like I think like sprints are like one of the best things ever for like a healthy person to do, because it's
Yeah, it
just
feels pretty good. Yeah.
yeah, it's like muscle building too. It's not just like running where you're just burning
Yeah.
calories. It's just like now you're like legit building like a super strong core and everything. So
Did you play any sports like
yeah,
soccer or football, rugby?
I played football and
What?
lacrosse, and then I played a lot of basketball in college. But I
Okay.
was never in like, well, I was in like a high school team for lacrosse, and I played football like all the time, like just
hmm
in middle school as well. But yeah, I love sports, but I haven't done them in years now. It's a shame because that just
Yeah.
it's so easy to stay in shape when you have a sport because it's just fun.
hmm Yeah, and it's hard to like get into it again. Uh, if you're like sitting all day and
Yeah,
gaming.
that's what
Yeah.
that's like the horrible thing is like getting back into sprints. It's like because I've done it before multiple times where you get back
Yeah,
into it.
you're gonna die the first time you
Oh,
do
it's
it.
horrible. You want to puke. Like
Yeah.
you're physically nauseous for like the first day, and
hmm
then you can't even get out of bed the next like 2 days because you're so sore.
Yup.
It's horrible. But
Yeah.
I'm excited for it because I know like the benefits of it are insane, especially starting
hmm
out, because you eventually plateau if you don't push yourself further.
Yeah, the newbie gains are always
Yeah.
pretty big.
Oh yeah, you feel like a machine initially. So
hmm But yeah, no pain, no gain, as they
yeah,
say.
yeah, I'm a huge believer in that. You gotta like literally make yourself sick if you want to get like those. Not make yourself like actually sick, but
Yeah.
you gotta feel like puking almost if you want to get like those
Yep. You
true
really
gains.
gotta push yourself.
Yep. Okay. Lilac asks, what have been your favorite and least favorite meta changes over the course of OSRS?
Yeah, I've been thinking about this quite a bit when I saw it. Um, I would say the least favorite. Um, I think RC, the RC to runners. Like it's it's just such a shame that like normal RC is just not a thing anymore.
Yep.
This that is probably the well, it's it's pretty cool to see people actually make the money and like do runners all the way. That's impressive, but I don't know, just the old school Andy inside of me just
Yeah.
is crying.
It is strange though because I think we all have our own biases or biases, I should say. It's like
Mm,
where like like we have like our like nostalgia that we want, but I almost feel like it's like a bias because at the same time we like new updates. Like for example, Sepulcher. It's like
yeah,
you don't have a nostalgia of like Ape Atoll course or anything, but this is like so
I mean,
revamped, out of control, but it's a really good update.
yeah, yeah. I
So
think the XP an hour for Sepulcher is slightly too high.
oh, it's way too high, and it's way too good of loot too. It's
Yeah,
disgusting. It's I've been advocating for a nerf to the loot. Like it was initially polled as like 80K an hour, no looting,
oh yeah,
and then it was like all of a sudden it's like 100K, and you are literally making billions on your way. Like
yeah.
what
I
is?
think when the rings were like still like 60 mil when I was doing it, I think you would make 7 bill from just
Jesus
edgy.
Christ. Yeah. That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. That, I mean, when I'm looking at an Iron Man perspective, the rings don't actually give you any,
Yeah,
loot.
it's all about the rings for mains.
Yeah. But even the loot is just the fact that you can just waste a few ticks looting that final chest is just really
Hmm.
silly. How it's like that. It was always, I felt like it was always supposed to be the option of you either loot or you get the XP. But the fact that like
Yeah.
all the bulk of the loot's at the very end is like
Hmm.
silly.
True.
And I do agree the XP is a bit high. I think it would be looking at it now that it's been out for like a year. I think it's fine if it would stay the same, but the loot would be slightly nerfed, and that's just from a balance thing. I think it's
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of strong.
yeah, but it is like that is. I feel like a lot of people can agree. Like that's what you want to do to 200 mil. Like there's why would you want to even do any other course? It's so dull when
Mhm.
you've done Sepulcher,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah.
you
There's
can
there's no going back.
yeah, like it's almost like it's a good thing in a way because it has like the best of everything, best loot, best XP, because it's just so much fun and so engaging
Yeah.
and high
And
skill.
and I
So
think if you would nerf it to the point that it's like, I would say 75k an hour if you're like really good, then all the people who are not so good at poker, they will like get 40k an hour and not do it anymore.
exactly, it was a very hard
So
thing to balance.
yeah,
Talking to Husky
yeah.
as well, he was just
Hmm.
so hard to balance because there's just such a huge skill gap in that.
Yeah, for sure. But
Um, yeah, keep going.
was the best meta change was the rest of the question, right?
Yep.
Ooh. Um, Let me take a look at the skills for a second. Well, would like discovering tick manip count as a meta change? I think it would.
I think so. Just if it was like an
Yeah.
overall shift.
I mean, the EHP changed, so that's like the kind of the meta
Yeah.
I am like going off. So yeah, I would say like tick manip would be the best change to like mix up like what you could do for some skills. It would be so boring if you had to 5 tick barb to 200 fishing.
That's what I was going back to is like where people like just don't haven't experienced tick manipulation and they want the game to be that, or like
Mm-hmm.
that you have to be forced to get a certain XP rate and there's no way to that's how I feel about Zaya RC, where if you try to increase your XP rate you get punished. Like it's just it's a shame. It's like Winter Todd as well. Like you fletch and you have to wait the designated amount of time
Mm-hmm.
before things happen. It's painful.
Yeah, CRC was a mistake.
Oh my god, it was such a mistake.
They could have made something so like not shit like that,
I
and
know.
uh,
I hope that in the future, at least for an Iron Man's perspective, like they're coming out with a mini game, which I'm a little bit nervous of because I'm scared it'll just become the mini game is now a thing you do. But I think
uh,
it might actually give benefits to traditional
yeah,
RC. That's what
yeah,
my hope.
that's what I hope as well. But I really hope it's not like another like gather some supplies, process it, and like use it on something like Winter Dot or Temporos.
Yeah, it's so dull. I hate that.
Yeah, I
But
think there was also like a
yeah,
question that someone asked, like, what would you like do for another like skilling boss? I think
yeah.
like
Where is it?
that
If
instead
you,
of the, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, you can just go for it. But if you see it as well, I can.
Oh yeah, thoughts on skilling mini games? Any idea how JGX can mix up the
Oh, I see
skilling
it.
mini games from the usual harvest process use mechanic? And then someone says stealing creation. I have never played stealing creation, so I don't know.
I've never done that either. I never played RS3, so I don't know
Yeah,
about you.
same. Yeah, no, I quit in like 2008.
Yeah, I couldn't. I quit in 2000. As soon as the free trade and wilderness were removed, I just quit for 8
Yeah,
years.
yeah, same. But how could they mix it up? That's pretty difficult. But do we have any ideas on?
I've always been a fan of, instead of introducing mini games, re like go back to the roots of the game. Go back to things like we already have in the game that are just dead content because of like how the game's progressed. Like
Mm-hmm.
people are, I know I'm an Iron Man, so there's a bunch of Iron Man issues with like Blast Furnace. Like the meta is to just buy a bunch of gold ore like
Yeah,
and stuff.
Shopscape.
And so people really want living rock caverns, which is like some RS3 thing where it's like,
Oh yeah, I've heard about
yeah.
that. Yeah.
And I'm not a huge fan of it because it's like, it seems like a mini game. First of all, it's kind of like day
Mm-hmm.
alt, which is fine. But what I would like, and again, this is my own opinions on things. It's not like this is the perfect thing to do, but
This is the Sae Bae agenda.
yeah, this is the Sae Bae agenda and me coming out every cast. But I think it would be cool to just revitalize like traditional gold spots that we have, like Crafting Guild. If the respawn rates were higher, if the success rate was higher, you could just do traditional mining with tick manipulation and like bank a bunch of gold ore and get mining as well. So
Uh-huh.
like the effective
Yeah.
rates end up being the same as what they currently
Mm-hmm.
are with Shopscape. And like there's a bunch of little mining spots around the game that are so useless. And it's because the game is just evolved into like mini games. We have VM, MLM, blast mining,
Yeah.
just so many like weird things where it's like what like the core of mining was just like there's little mining spots around the world and you go to
Mm-hmm.
the source. You don't just do these mini games for it. So that's
Yeah,
my opinion, but
that would be cool. Yeah, that would be cool.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
I have a hard time like thinking of something here.
there
Yeah.
there also are cool mini games that I don't know involve like okay, to be fair, Temperos I think is very well balanced, but the
Yeah.
gameplay itself is horrible. I hate it. It's just boring, but
Yeah.
like it appeals to so many people, and it's the perfect system where it's not great. It's not amazing XP per hour, but the perks of it help with fishing around the world, the
Mm-hmm.
barrel and the tackle box and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I have no idea.
yeah.
It's just really hard, and it's easy to fall in like the trap of doing it again and again, as Jagex.
Yeah, I mean, because it's exciting, and we even see it. Like people, I know a lot of people on Twitter, like PVMers, are really into just getting raids 3, and they
Mm-hmm.
are almost like they're pissed off that they're coming out with like hard modes and stuff. Which I have my own. I don't know what I think about hard modes coming out for stuff, but they are just so bothered by quality of life updates and giving older content life again. Like I don't know, people are so into like just we want a new piece of content that is completely different than everything. It's like I'm more of a fan of just revitalizing other things in the game that have been in here, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we need a healthy balance of both. But
yeah.
yeah, people getting upset at quality of life updates. Yeah, not the best take, I would say.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to, so 42 asks, a lot of smaller communities actively consider an update could make slow goals much faster. UIM free to play. Do you consider the effect? Okay, I'm confusing myself.
Gonna.
Do you consider the effect updates could have? Do you Okay, there it is. Do you consider the effect updates could have in your goals? Do you think this is generally a positive trend? Is there anything you wish was different? I'm still lost, but if you could,
Same, but uh, I don't think things are gonna get any faster than this in the near future, at least. I think we are at a point that, like, yeah, of course they might like release a new potion that like bumps up the herbivore, but with like 40k an hour or something. But I don't think they are ever gonna come out with a mining method that is like faster than 4G.
yeah, No way.
That's just not happening. And maybe if they like release white chins or whatever, but
Yeah.
I don't think like any update is gonna have an impact on the like a huge impact on the like the tune of all like community. But yeah, Ultimate and free to play are way more fragile for that.
Oh yeah, crazy.
So
Yeah, it's hard
and
to.
also he says like in my goals, but yeah, my goal is to get to them all, and I'm getting it in 2 months. So
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I guess I would. I was listening to the Pause podcast yesterday night, and he had like Autumn Elegy on and a bunch of other free to play community members, and like the whole Ice Mountain thing coming out when they were scared it was going to completely destroy free to play metas, and it didn't. It didn't even touch them, and yet like it's just funny because there's such a tiny line where Jagex can get it just right because like now they're asking for the place to be buffed because it isn't that good.
yeah.
But it's like
Oh, but that is compared to like the really efficient methods. It's not good. But
yeah,
if you're like really casual, like
yeah,
free to play player, it's fine.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just such a strange. It's so tough for Jagex, I bet, to like get this right
Yeah.
because you can
Yeah.
never make everyone happy no matter
That's
what you do.
impossible. Yeah.
So, but I am a fan of updates coming out that as long as they take legit skill or have some. I don't like Hallowed Sepulchre is the perfect example of an amazing update where it's skill but it's not tedious. It's not just like pay attention for the sake of paying attention. It's like, no, this is just legitimately fun and engaging. And
Oh, the first few days.
oh, it was painful. First few hours, I'm like, dude, how the hell do you get past this last trap? Like, I spent
Yeah.
probably 10 minutes just failing over and over. Like, there's too
Yeah.
much happening.
Yeah.
But that's what makes it fun. That's how raids become so much fun. Is they're
Yeah.
impossible to do initially.
That's overcoming the impossible.
Yep.
Yep.
And I don't know. I feel like I think things need to get slightly better over time. One of the things is I think Jagex is really terrified of like I don't know exactly how I feel about this. Again, it's impossible to please everybody, but they've been so careful with touching RC rates.
Yeah.
And it's just
Yeah.
kind of like they really could kind of make those a little bit better. Like have I don't know what they would do exactly. I haven't thought it out or what I would like or anything, but they're very terrified of like touching the meta for RC.
Yeah, that's something I've seen over the years as well. That they update every skill, but RC they're scared to touch it.
Yeah.
I mean, they made Seiya, but Seiya.
That was literally meant for like casuals.
Yeah, but
yeah.
just RC is kind of dead at this point. Like no one even cares about the skill like in the HLC anymore because runners kind of ruined like the whole skill now.
Yeah, it used to be
So
what natures or lavas basically. It's like money
yeah,
nature.
it started out as double nets, of course.
That's so
And then
crazy when I think of
yeah,
like
like
Hall No Life.
yeah, trance music and
8,000 hours.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
fucking hell, dude. That is
guy's a
insane.
beast. That is kind of sometimes I think back of those days that like people were actually doing like double nets to afford their Bibles
Yep.
because alts weren't really a thing.
There was something very nostalgic still to this day when I remember like was first watching Rigondeaux doing double
Yeah.
nats. He was like at 80 mil RC and he got to 100 mil and stopped. But there was I don't know what it was. It was just like it was like the transitioning of an era where like this was like
Yeah.
kind of the meta. Now it just slowly just kind of drifts off and
Uh-huh.
like into nothing. But that was
Yeah.
so intriguing to me because I was kind of newbie at the time, and seeing people have so much dedication and making billions of gold for just sheer dedication and like iron will to just keep rune crafting was just so cool to me.
Yeah. That
So
was so special.
yeah, I
It's kind
love
of sad that
yeah
those days are gone. Also,
yeah
the room prices are. You don't even want to look at the prices now.
yeah.
It's insane. I think back in the day, single nets is almost the same GP an hour as double nets is now. That's how
Wow.
bad it is.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. And it coming from like an Iron Man perspective, I really wish things didn't just shit out runes. And I wish rune crafting as an Iron Man, like the way you got your runes was from the source. It's from rune
Hmm
crafting. That's
That's
what.
that's only the case with rod runes, I think now.
Yeah, pretty much. Even cosmics you can buy now in bulk,
Mhm.
and it's kind of a shame that like
Where do you buy them?
you buy them in Prif and they cost 50 GP
Ah,
each, and you can just buy 250 of them like over and over
it's
and
a bit
over.
slow. Yeah.
I mean, it's
Wow.
you can basically buy 100,000 in an hour if you had if you had all the worlds like free after an
Mhm.
update, you can easily get 100,000 in like 1 hour.
Wow.
So yeah, it completely ruined it, and it's just
Mhm.
sad to me because like that was the thing that appealed me to Iron Man mode so much is you get everything yourself.
Yeah.
And like one thing that would be cool is if they just kind of steered away from Shopscape, which I think they're trying to do, but they're not going to just get rid of it. But like something that would be cool is like, you know how you can craft multiple runes, like multiple air runes, like the higher level
hmm
you get. I really wish they would balance that out with all runes. So like I'm a huge fan of testing out methods and just seeing how you can
Same.
just crappy
Same.
methods. And so
Yeah.
I went to
I love that.
yeah, it's fun. And so I was doing like this skills necklace air rune crafting, seeing how much XP you can get by using
That's
skills
really
necklaces.
quirky. That's a bit too quirky for me.
Yeah, no, it was weird, but like I was still able to. I think it was like 24k XP an hour,
That's not
crafting
bad.
crafting air runes, and you get a. I don't even know how much it is. I think it's like 500 every single like lap you do, or like
Yeah, you get nine times or 10 times, I think,
yeah,
the essence.
yeah. And so you're getting a ton of runes, but I almost wish it was like even more than that. Just something where it's like, okay, instead of buying air rune packs, which is just so much easier and so much faster, you could just
What
go craft air runes and make a shit ton of them, you know?
what if they put a cooldown on shops?
People have
What?
actually offered that. They were asking if like shops could be instanced where like you like the shop that you have is like your shop and it has its own respawn time, so you can't even
Uh-huh.
like do shopscape. People would outcry because Iron Men are all lazy nowadays, or I mean,
Yeah,
so am
that's
I,
true.
but
Yeah, but that could fix it, right?
yeah,
I'm
and it
just
would.
thinking of that now, but
Yeah.
okay.
No, people have brought up that idea, but people are also like, people play Iron Man to do bossing. Like,
Yeah.
there's a huge influx of players that are just Iron Men because they want to get to end game and they want blood rune packs and they want everything given to them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a different breed where
Yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
love like the tediousness of the game mode. I love like having to get everything yourself
That's
beforehand.
good. You're a special person
That's
in
what my
that
mom tells me.
case.
Yeah. Okay. Um, Rick Doe asks, not quite sure how to word this, but how do you feel about zero timing skills? Do you feel like it takes away from the skill by doing a non-interactive method on the side? And do you feel zero timing skills devalue the achievement? So I think he's thinking like fletching and magic and stuff.
No, zero timing as like when you're not at the PC doing like
Oh, is that what he's talking about? Like redwoods and
skills.
stuff?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
we kind of talked about it already, but um, I do think that it devalues the achievement a bit if you, especially with if you do redwoods all the way like on your phone while you're working or something.
Mm-hmm.
It really devalues the achievement of tunable woodcutting
Yeah.
because it's such a great skill if you actually like do it properly.
Do you think redwoods could have just been a lower XP rate in general and it wouldn't have ruined it? It wouldn't have devalued it so much? Or what do you think
Uh,
about redwoods?
it's the AFK.
Is that the issue? It's not the XP really. It's just because like, what if it was
It,
40k XP an hour, the same method? Like,
people would still zero time it, I think.
okay,
But if it was like same as Teaks, not a lot of people like same like intensity as
Yeah.
Teaks, then people would not like bother, I think, that much. Because it's just too good out. Like the XP drops are so like big and
I know. You 1.5 tick and it's basically like it's better than 2 tick teaks basically. Like, jeez.
yeah,
It's pretty the XP drops are wild when you get like the
yeah,
double
yeah,
drop.
yeah,
You're like, Jesus,
yeah.
like the double drop with the fire making drop is like over 1,000 XP. It's like
Jesus,
it looks sexy getting it. It's rare.
yeah. It's kind of weird actually that the fire making XP is lower than the woodcutting XP from redwoods.
Oh yeah, is it
Yeah, it's 350 for fire making,
really? And
and
it's
it's
375.
three. Is it 75? I was at the lumber. No, it's 380.
Is it 380? Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it.
it's 380
Jesus,
because I
yeah.
always get like 389 with the lumberjack.
And magic logs cutting are 250, and then like
Yeah,
303 or something for
yeah. Fire making is always like more XP than
Yeah, that's interesting.
yeah.
So do you? Yeah, maybe it was. It's almost like an oversight. Maybe Redwood should have only ever given like 300 XP per chop.
Hmm. Yeah,
That's
but
interesting.
still, people would zero time it because
Yeah,
it's so AFK.
yeah, it is.
And
Yeah,
also like on the topic of like skill, no, devalues the achievement thing. I would say that things like VM also kind of devalued mining. Like 200 mil mining was such an like impressive achievement back in the day,
yeah,
and then VM came out, and a lot of people just got 200 mil with it, and like whatever.
yeah. VM's a little bit too high of XP, in my opinion. But
Yeah, especially with the new ring now. I've spoken to a couple of people that like do VM quite a bit, and I think if you do 2+2 with like two alts, and like you can get close to 120k with the new ring. I think
damn. Okay.
it's insane. So that definitely needs to get a big nerf IMO
Yeah,
because the
that's
crystal
insane.
pig buffed it like way too much already, and now the ring on top, it's bad.
The only thing I can say, looking at from like trying to like exclude my bias here of it's too good and I don't do it, but at least it involves like some sort of effort where like getting a teammate or getting your alts loaded up. Whereas you do 3 tick
Yeah,
4G and you're just do it whenever you want, just load it up.
that is true. That is true. But
But yeah, just sitting there for like 3 minutes mining
yeah,
a rock
it's
is
like
like
yeah,
disgusting.
it's more than 2 minutes AFK, man.
Yeah. So I agree with that. And when you get it down, but like it at least it has that like initial kind of what's the word for it? Um I'm spacing the word, but like that initial kind of you're sort of timid to do it because you don't exactly know how to do it and
Yeah, you have to learn the rules.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly. So there's some sort of learning curve behind it at least. It's not
Mhm.
just like winner Todd. You got to put a little bit more effort into learning it.
Yeah.
And
I mean, VM is good mechanics, I would say. Maybe a bit too AFK, but like
yeah,
controlling the stability and stuff, that's well done. But
yeah,
it's a bit too AFK and the XP is a bit too high. But yeah,
yeah, yeah. I agree. I
if it
almost
was like 70k or oh, it was pulled at 82, right? I think if it was still 82k an hour, I'm not sure how many people would do it for 200 mil
yeah,
because that's like fairly low compared to 125 4G or
yeah.
something.
I was thinking like because when you said 120K, like that's way too high. I was thinking 105K. I think people started saying they can get 105K pretty easily.
I've never seen the 120 though, but
Okay.
I've heard from people that it was like close to 120.
Yeah.
I'm not
I,
sure
I
how
would
much they are exaggerating, but yeah.
I was thinking like 105K is like I'm okay with it because it's a method you can do that's decent. It takes some teamwork, takes some alts loaded up potentially,
Mhm.
and you just kind of gotta like pay attention. It's not just the same exact rhythm every single time where like you go in,
True.
you know exactly what to do. So 105 is pretty fair in my eyes now, just looking at it because I mean I'm not gonna do it because it's lower XP and takes teamwork and shit. But
yeah, fuck teamwork.
yeah, literally, that sounds like a pain in the ass more than just three ticking a rock.
Yeah, just you and the rocks then in the quarry.
Yeah, it's so much more relaxing.
Yeah.
I love 4-tick gem mine. I so badly, again, another agenda, but I so badly want that stupid 1-tick delay for most rocks. I want it to be
Oh
removed.
yeah.
I want
Yeah.
gem mining to be 3-tickable. That would be such an enjoyable method.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would be pretty close to quarry, I think.
Yeah, it would end up being like 120k XP an hour. Probably be a little bit less than that, just because you have to like probably end
Bank.
up being like 117, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Because 90k is like basically tick perfect currently.
Yeah.
Doing 4 ticks, so I think it would only go up to 120 max. But that would be such an enjoyable method, in my opinion.
Yeah, would be cool. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just V says he wants the link to your playlist, and he always
Oh yeah.
finds himself going back.
Yeah. I forgot to. I'm gonna do it right now. Actually. Keep going.
Maybe we'll even have it in the description if you
Oh,
want it.
I'll send it on Discord.
Okay. His yeah, but you have an amazing playlist. It has that like I remember like Lelador had a video where he was killing green dragons for an hour, and he was listening. I think he was listening to the Acid Soul, like
Yeah,
Lost King.
he had a song from Lego World, I think, on there, if
Yeah,
I
something like
remember
that.
correctly.
And then you have those like hour skilling videos where you do the same thing. It's nostalgic, man. Like it's nice.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I really love making videos. That is something I'm probably. I said earlier that I'm fully gonna quit, but I think I will still be making videos every once in a while, like do some skilling when I feel like it. And of course, I'm always listening to music, so I will always cover new tracks I can share with you guys.
that's awesome. What do you? So you would just do like a skilling video on your main? That's already
Oh, on the alt probably.
okay.
I need to get XP.
You need
I
can't
I
get
I,
the yeah.
uh, I really want to do barb fishing again because that's something I haven't done in like ages.
Yeah, that's cool. Just be
So
able to like chill back. You don't. There's no pressure to play the game, but you have that
yeah, just
relaxation.
when I have some free time, I just
Yeah.
log in, do some fishing, record, and launch it on YouTube.
Okay, this is a controversial question, sort of, but Box Terrier asks thoughts on a new skill in general.
Yeah, I have been thinking about this for quite some time. And probably people will have a different opinion, but I would like to see a new skill at some point.
Would you come back? So let's say like you finish 200 mil, 2 years down the road, like you're in school and stuff. Do you come back competitive for that new skill? What would happen?
It depends on the skill. If they add a really boring skill like warding, which was basically crafting 2,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I would like come back as competitive as I am now. But I would love to defend my rank on the top page. That would be cool. All the boys like logging in again. That would be really fun, I think.
Yeah. What would be a good time frame you think? Like when would be like the most optimal time for them to come out with a new skill in your
In the summer.
personal opinion? This summer, you think? Just so you're
no,
still kind of playing?
no. Somewhere in
Oh.
a summer.
Oh, okay.
No, not this summer.
That I mean that wouldn't
I'm
happen regardless, but like
yeah. I'm finally stepping outside this summer.
yeah. But like some summer where you can just grind it out in like 3 months,
Yeah.
just go ham.
If it like comes out when I have like a lot of like exams and stuff, or maybe I'm working as well, I don't know, and I just have no time, that will be kind of sad. But
What would be a skill? Like have you ever thought of an idea for a skill
yeah,
that
I've been talking with some friends about this lately with my with the Dutch gang, Because one of my Dutch friends is playing RS3 at the moment. He's been streaming like on Discord, so I've been watching and asking questions. And the game doesn't really look that bad actually. And he explained to me how divination worked, and it was like basically a mix of like woodcutting and hunter, like the mechanics, because you have to like chase some like things that wander around, and then you have to like get energy or something from those things, and that is like AFK, like woodcutting. So it would definitely have to be like a gatherer of some sort to like really spark my interest as a new skill. And I'm not saying that they should add divination, but that is something that I was like, oh, I had no idea that skill was like that.
Yeah. I have no idea about RS3 at all. So interesting. So you would
And
prefer like a gatherer?
yeah, and archaeology is also something that maybe could fit in old school. I hope people don't like cringe right now, but that seems like a skill that could work in old school, I think. But there has to be some like really intense method with tick manip, I think, for me to like really go hard again.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm just gonna casually do it.
Yeah. It's tough because coming out with a new skill, I feel like they'll try so hard to appeal it to too many casuals.
Yeah,
Just kind of like this dull skill that's not super intense. But I feel like I don't know. There is potential to come out. Like I'm a huge fan of sailing just because of how much it could
I voted yes on sailing actually back in the
really.
day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that
but
would
I
be
was I was pretty noobish still back then. There was no tune them all mindset.
yeah. Sailing is definitely not like it wouldn't. I don't know if it would really be considered a gatherer, and I don't know if it would really be considered a buyable either. I just feel like it would be kind of like an exploring skill,
I
and
mean, the idea is very
yeah,
interesting. So, but you could also like slap the mini game like sticker on it and be
exactly,
fine as well.
exactly. So it's hard to say, and there's a lot. I don't know that I would like to hear more ideas of people with like what their ideas of a good skill would be.
It has to be like really simple in concept to work for old school, I would say, because a lot of the skills in old school are like fairly straightforward.
Yeah,
So yeah, another gatherer would make the most sense and is not like really that impactful, I think, or another like agility-ish skill, but I have no idea what that would be.
that's what I was literally just looking at them, looking at my skills tab. I was thinking like some I was thinking of some sort of like rogue skill, like some sort of like but then you just have thieving and agility. Like that's literally what it
hmm
is. It's just so
Yeah,
hard to come out with a unique idea that's still
yeah.
separate. But yeah, I'm just such a huge fan of Sepulcher, and it's just like imagine a skill that's kind of based around this really high intense kind of exploration where there's like Sepulcher mechanics and just high intense gameplay. Like that'd be so cool. I feel like.
Yeah, for sure. Something it's not really like an idea for a skill, but I really enjoy those puzzles in Song of the Elves, like those light puzzles.
Oh yeah, I hated
And it would
that.
be
I
I really
hated it.
enjoyed like figuring out that thing.
I'm glad there's
And
people like you that enjoy figuring that out because I within the first few
yeah,
hours somebody had already come out with a guide. I'm like, thank God.
oh, I really enjoyed that. I was always with one of my best friends figuring that out. It actually was like 30 degrees like in my room, and I was just sweating on in that quest. It was so fun, but at the same time it was like pretty bad experience because it was so hot in my room.
I what I really like is I liked the Sins of the Father quest puzzle, like that, just that little door puzzle to unlock it.
Oh yeah. That
I
was
like
fun.
little things like that where it's almost like a Sudoku, just kind of like
hmm
quick
Yeah.
little thing like that. I like that. Imagine there was a imagine they came out with a puzzle exclusively puzzle sort of raid where the people that really enjoy light puzzles and things like that can go into like a randomly generated
Mm-hmm.
area and they just go in, you figure out the puzzle, and it doesn't have to be light puzzles. It could be like a variety of puzzles that are actually you have to use your brain for.
Yeah.
The thing about it is that they'll all be solved through plugins, so it becomes like
Yup.
completely
Uh,
dull. But
yeah.
if it
True.
wasn't for that, that'd be really cool. It would be a sort of like skilling raid almost, except it's just actual thought
Mm-hmm.
involved.
Yeah. That would be cool. Yeah. But yeah, plugins.
Yeah, plugins would just destroy it.
Mm-hmm.
Shame. What would you like? What do you do about plugins though? Because plugins are so good for most of it, but it's like,
Yeah, you can't get rid of them all.
yeah, you
It's
just can't.
impossible. It's.
And I don't want to get rid of them all. I just there's some things that just can't be implemented because of how powerful plugins would be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really difficult to say, but yeah,
But
some
overall,
plugins are just too absurd.
yeah, overall you are a fan of a new skill coming out as long as
Yeah,
as long as it's a fun skill.
yeah, and the XP an hour needs to be like around 100k, I think.
Okay.
Otherwise, everyone will like have it done in a week.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, even with 100k an hour, you're still have 99 in a week if you go hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if all the casuals have like 99 in a week, it's not good.
Yeah. True. That would be exciting. It would be really exciting. I feel like it would kind of unleash, at least for a lot of the competitive players, unleash this. Dude, I could just imagine people going so hard for a new skill trying to get rank 1 in it.
Yup.
Like disgusting like hours played. Like that
Yeah.
sounds exciting for a lot of the really competitive people in the community. I
Yeah.
wouldn't do it cuz I have my own goals and stuff and my goals don't revolve around just solidifying a rank 1, but I would love to
I
see
mean,
the
I don't
race.
I don't care about rank one. I just wanna stay on top page overall.
Yeah, yeah. That's crazy. And if we did get a new skill, 100% it would take years, probably like another 5 years to a decade to unleash another skill if they ever chose to. So
Yeah.
the next skill
Yeah.
that comes out was like that really is like make it or break it for top page.
Hmm.
You're gonna be on there for years afterward.
Yeah. I kind of have to go to the toilet again.
All right,
So.
let's do it. Let's take a little break. I'll be
Yeah.
here, so just let me know when you're back.
All right. Yo yo yo.
Yo, you're fast compared to my previous guests. Take like 4 minutes.
What? Man,
I
that's
don't
not
know what they're
efficient,
doing
man.
in the bathroom, but yeah.
I always try to be efficient. Sometimes I even take my when I'm RCing, I have like three fire alts, fire watches on my screen, so I have to like pay attention so I didn't miss a blood charge. So I take my phone, Chrome remote desktop, and I flash some arrows while I'm like taking a shit or something and watching my alts like.
Yeah, I like the virals. How much money are those per hour?
Around like 500 to 600k.
Okay, not
if you
bad.
pick up like 80 plates and above.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm making like 1.5 mil an hour. So
Yeah,
it's something.
it's ridiculously AFK. It's pretty nice.
Yeah,
Just chilling
yeah.
there.
I have
They're
one account with
always aggro.
99 prayer, and that's like 8 minutes AFK.
Yeah, it's nice. Okay. Yoda's Yoda is asking. Well, first of all, he says super excited for this. Love the skilling videos and the music. Thank you so much for these.
You're
And
welcome.
he says, I would love to have a discussion about the situation of the HLC in the community. Topics could be one of two. So, or that's the first of two tweets. He says, so we'll cover the first one. Front page filling up. How does this affect skilling clans and the future of the HLC? Let's cover that one first.
Yeah, that's an interesting discussion. I think front page filling up is not that big of a deal, like at the moment, because there are still quite a bit of people that are active in the clans, and um, yeah, it's not that big of a deal. But I mean, some people would might like lose motivation or something when top page fills up. But I think top page is kind of locked in as it is right now, so I'm not sure if that's even the case. But at some point, yeah, the clans will die and the HLC will die out, because if all the big dogs like stop playing, like there's no one to like look up to anymore. So if I was in the position of like where the most of the skillers are right now, around like, I don't know, 7k EHP or something, like halfway, it would bum me out if like all like the people you would look up to are like done with the game. But I'm not sure how all those people are like affected by that.
Yeah,
It's difficult.
interesting. Like, you are in a unique position where you're like the first, like you're on the first page, you know?
Yeah.
And so I have always wondered that as well. I've heard other podcasts, people mentioning like what does happen to like skilling clans and stuff when what are you doing? Like what is the purpose of 200 mil all? Because so much of it comes down to the competitive nature of getting ranks, but
Hmm.
you have to have insane personal dedication to like carry through, especially if you're like halfway or something.
Yeah.
But there are people that just genuinely love the game and they're
Yeah, and a lot of the people that are like halfway, they kind of play fairly casual.
yeah,
Most of them have like a job or something, and they're just, yeah, in the Discord, just chilling,
yeah.
vibing. So yeah, but I think especially if you look at Solace, their whole leadership team is finishing in the next couple of months, I think. So that is something you like have to figure out,
Yeah.
because usually the gens they step down when they finish. Not all of them, but most of them do. So you have to like find new people to like lead the clan, and that's gonna be, it can be difficult, but I'm sure they figure it out. But yeah, Omnia's already kind of dying out. I'm sure a lot of people saw the Omnia April fiasco. It was not that great. I think the rank one of the month had like 200 EHP or something.
Eee.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I like there are some people, that have after 200 mil all they have or are planning on starting like an Iron Man or
Hmm.
a different account or something or moving on to
Yeah, they're still gonna be
PBM.
around in the in
Yeah.
the community, but yeah, they're not like skilling on the main anymore.
Yeah.
So
So there's always
it's
like
gonna
yeah.
it's gonna change, but
Yeah, it's interesting.
it's not like that drastic at first, I think. But yeah, I think couple more years and the HLC is just gone, I think, unless there's a new skill.
Yeah. I wonder if they come out with like again, I don't know what they would I'm not a huge fan of Group Iron Man coming out. But if
Same.
there was a new mode that was, I don't even know of an idea that would be super exciting for the majority of people, but something where it does refresh the high scores, and who knows what it would be like, but just something where it gives people that like fresh look at the game and the fresh competitiveness for the people that never got to experience it. I wonder if
Just load up the backup again from
dude,
old school.
I literally think of that like at what point, 5 years down the road or 10 years down the road, are they going to come out with, we're all in our 30s or 40s even, but they
Mhm.
come out with another revamp of just old school. It's like
Oh, that
2005 version or something.
sometimes it's better to just stop.
Stop.
I think. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's interesting. But like personally, I love the game
mhm,
currently, and like I have completely different goals than you have had, and my goals are completely different. So like
mhm.
it's just what you make of it, I guess. And like honestly, even if there was like a revamp of like they're gonna reset the servers again, we're gonna open up the fresh 2007 server again with all the quality of life, so it's not like, so you get all the like same content, but you get that like nice quality of life. Like,
Yeah,
God, can you imagine actually going back to 2007 where it's just like you trying to fletch something and you have to like type in 99 every single time, click enter, like just these like the little things that we forget, the quality of
yeah.
life that we just didn't
There,
have.
there, there's a lot that changed over the years in
I
quality of
remember just
life.
like I remember just pathing in general, like where like you'd click so far and you'd like load a chunk and your dude would basically run backward. And just like, I don't know if
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah,
visual thing or not, but pathing was
yeah.
so shit at one point.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
I would love to like play that, but not for long term.
yeah. I
Maybe
think
a couple of weeks. The nostalgia, getting some quests done, and just some skilling, and
yeah.
then it's just that's it.
I want them to come out with a vanilla league like a month. I just want it to be a month of just
Ooh,
a
that would be
reset of
cool.
2007 and just see how
Yeah.
far people can go. And it would just, I don't even want it to be Iron Man. I just want it to be, you can, it would ruin the competitiveness because people could just fund themselves. But I feel like
Uh-huh.
that would really relive the nostalgia of like,
Yeah. Ooh, I would be down for that.
yeah, that would be really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. People are like really into like keep it all Iron Man so it's fair, but at the same time, it's like, dude, it's a month competition. It's like you're gonna be like solidified on these high scores forever. It's just a
Hmm.
month league. Who cares?
Yeah. And it would also be kind of cool to see what kind of crazy stuff people would
Yeah,
pull off with alts and
yeah,
stuff.
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So kind of cool. Yoda's second thing was toxicity and elitism in between the skilling clans, but also to the outside. Do you see this as a problem? And then
Uh, no, I don't see that as a problem. I would say it's healthy bullying. I would always my opinion on like getting offended is not because someone is like, of course someone can offend you, but usually the thing really like is on the person that is getting offended. Like what like why are you like getting offended? You have to ask like yourself that question. Why are you getting mad because someone is like saying something? Of course someone can say really like out of like uh normal stuff,
yeah,
if you know what I mean. Like if they say like something really crazy, that but if someone is like kind of teasing, like friendly bullying you, like you shouldn't get offended by that, man.
yeah,
So
and
I
yeah.
don't see that as a problem at all.
So personally, yeah, it I am in agreement with, you can't just you can't like just, I don't know, like you said, you take offense. There's nothing
Yeah,
objectively offensive about almost anything.
yeah, that's what I mean. You
Um,
can word it a little bit better, but yeah.
yeah, no, I think you worded it actually better than dude, I
Oh, okay.
suck at articulating on these casts. I suck at articulating in general. I'm still learning, but yeah, I don't really fully. Is it just, is the question towards like other clans? So just clans versus clans, or is it just, or is it saying like toxicity and the
uh
elitism in the
he,
HLC in general? Just
he says both, I think.
okay,
I mean, between clans, it's just like Solace and Omni are somewhat beefing
yeah,
sometimes, but I think it's quite funny.
Yeah, and it goes both. I mean, the like toxicity. If somebody's harassing you or something, I mean, it's you are taking offense to it, but you also have the option to just ignore it and
Hmm.
get rid of it. Like you don't need it. So it's like
Yeah.
yeah, it can go kind of both ways in a way.
Hmm.
But
But yeah, to the outside, I don't know. I don't really know like many people that are like on the outside, so it's hard for me to tell. Well, um, I remember like back in the day when I was playing still with my friends, like old school. I remember that one friend told me that he quit because I always pushed him to do like the efficient stuff. Like he wanted to just chill, and I was like, yeah, you have to do this diary for this, and then you can do this and that, and he quit because of that, and that yeah, that kind of hurt me. I was, oh, I'm sorry, man. I just wanted to help you, and that is it can come over like as toxicity or like elitism.
yeah,
I think if you like really push someone to like be efficient, and that is something I learned from that.
interesting. Yeah, that's a. Sometimes you don't know
Yeah.
how what you say like affects somebody.
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah, and he was like getting so sick of it that he
jeez.
he stopped playing.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah. I mean, I think my personal opinion just on toxicity in general in a community is like I think we should all just get along. We're all playing the same game, but like
Yeah,
I
yeah, of
enjoy
course.
I think healthy banner and
Hmm.
competitiveness is a really healthy like thing and it makes the game really fun. But when things can go too far,
Yeah, so some people take it a bit too
yeah.
far. That is true.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is you don't know what those people have been through. Like maybe they had some issues themselves why they like act that way. So
Yeah.
yeah, you can only like feel sorry for some people
Yeah.
if they yeah. At least that's the way how I look at it.
Yeah. I agree with that. Okay. This final thing is recent collaborations in between clans and comps and other areas. So,
That should have been done like way earlier.
so what do you mean, like merging
Uh,
or what?
I'm not sure if you like know what happened like recently, but
Not really.
it used to be that way that like Solus host a competition that was like exclusively for Solus, and Omnia did it as well. And recently they just made uh like competitions that were like open to like everyone. They even organized it together, like to have captains from like both clans, and that's just really nice to see. That should have happened way earlier,
Okay.
but I'm glad it's happening now.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Hmm.
By the way, I know what's happening to fantasy. I've never participated, but I've always enjoyed like watching the streamers that do
Yeah.
stream their fantasies. Like, is that just
But,
coming to an end now? Is that just over?
yeah, I think so. There was talk about it for I think a couple months like ago. Not really sure when it was actually, but there was talk about it. But like everyone was like, nah, that no more.
Yeah,
Community is like really
just dissolving.
yeah, it's over. Just like a week long comp is fine for now.
Yeah.
But fantasy was I think last fantasy where I played on the bears. That was probably the most fun I've had on this game.
Wow, that's cool.
I went pretty hard. I mean I'm not like a Fior who does like 140s back to back, but I averaged 95 weeks with 1 week that was like a 70. So I all the other weeks that we like played seriously, I did over 100 every week.
Nice.
So that was
Yeah.
and I'm not sure if you know how fantasy like really works with the weeks because you're 6 hour before a week. you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You do like the
And
setup with like CML or whatever.
yeah, yeah. And then the next week starts like at the same time as the previous week ends. So you have to plan your 6 hour. Like if you want to drop it into the previous week or you want to store it for next
Oh,
week.
interesting. So
So all the weeks are like back to back to back to back. So it's just an insane gaming competition, and some
yeah,
people go just ape mode and do like 120s all the way.
that's insane. I don't feel like I've
Yeah.
ever. I want to say I'm a semi-competitive player. Like I feel like I love competition, but it's never really been for like insane skilling. And I've been in like skilling comps early on, and I've really enjoyed
Mhm.
them. But it was competition that was my level. But like
Yeah.
yeah, when
It's way past the point of like healthy competition.
but that's what
It's
that's what's so exciting about it is like
yeah, true. Like
people go to the
what
absolute
records
limits.
are yeah, it's always nice to see like new records getting like broken and oh man.
Yeah.
But it is yeah, if you there was like one Solace podcast I think where they talked about like experiencing like sleep depriving like what experiences they had, but some of them were like really bad. I was kind of shocked to hear like people were actually like seeing like things in their living room
Yeah, I think I was
and,
listening to
and
that one. There's,
yeah,
like you start seeing the like entities like around you
yeah,
and
that
stuff.
that was like crazy, and I think it was Bailey actually that really like almost scared me. On his hunter day, I think it was that um, he finished the day and then he got up from his chair and he just almost collapsed. I think from he fell from the stairs or something. He said
Jesus.
it was like whoa that's bad.
Yeah.
That really scared me. But he's still here. He finished Unenjoyable all a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that's I don't think I've ever have had I don't think I could ever even muster up that sort of motivation because when I'm sleep deprived, oh no, it's sleep. I can't push through
Mhm.
that hardly.
Yeah, I never did a 30 hour.
Yeah, that's insane. That's insane.
Mhm.
Okay. Um, let's see. I am on a PC says this isn't a topic, but bro, thank you for letting me borrow your Lambo the other day. Left the keys on the table.
Yeah, you're welcome, bro.
So what, like, or I guess we don't need to get into it, but
No.
or what is it? What is it? What's the meme? If you
I think it's
wanna.
some copy. I think it's some copy pasta. I'm
Okay.
not too sure, but I
Okay.
enjoyed the seeing the tweet.
And Remco is asking, do you still have a crush on Kim Boss? I don't. Are these just
that,
these
that is
must?
a, yeah, they're memeing, man.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I don't have a crush on her. Never had.
Okay. Um. All right. Flashcards is asking, what has been your favorite skilling method? We've already kind of covered a lot of this, but let's.
This year.
I'll ask all of them, and then if there's anything that pops out. Um, what has been your favorite skilling method or grind so far? How do you balance IRL and stay competitive? We already went after. We already went through the plans after 4.6. And do you do anything to counteract sitting for long periods, standing desk, scheduled stretches, and yeah.
Uh, well, how do you balance IRL? Well, I kind of launched my IRL at some point.
Do you think that is in some way? I mean, obviously, to like a normal person, they think that's not balanced. But when you really think at like a deeper level, like maybe that is providing some balance in a long term
Mhm.
perspective, like
Yeah,
super long term, where it's like now you've done this, now you can
yeah. Now I can move on.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
So,
that's a,
so yeah, indirectly I'm balancing my IRL with like fully focusing on RS. But yeah, I'm also like my IRL is also like working out and stuff.
yeah.
And so I would say I balance it quite well. Quite well.
Um,
So, do you do anything to counteract sitting for long periods? Well, I take breaks every couple hours, and I have to go to the toilet like quite a lot because water.
yep, same. after eating so much. I almost feel like I have a bladder problem, but I think it's just I drink a
Yeah,
bit too
same.
much.
I had the same thought. Like, there's something wrong with me, man. But no, I'm just drinking a lot.
Yeah. Apparently, like there was a study. I don't know if it was like Americans or not, or if it was just 20-year-olds in general, but there's a huge like percentage of like young adult males that like don't drink enough water at all, like not even close.
Hmm.
And so it's like it actually like affects like it apparently it has direct correlation with like depression and stuff, just not getting enough hydration and stuff, and it just affects your energy levels and everything. And
Yeah, that seems fair because a lot of people like they are like perma tired. Like,
yeah, my
I, I
brother dealt with that, and he never drank like any water. Like
yeah,
like
yeah. I
he had a
feel like
jug.
I'm not sure if the people that like say to me, "Oh, I'm tired," and if they like actually don't drink water, but I think there would be a correlation. Yeah, because I'm always like so energetic when I wake up. Like, boom, it's gain time, gains to the mains.
I need to start drinking exclusively water again. I think I'm gonna
Yeah,
literally do that tomorrow.
yeah.
Should do it today, but
Good luck.
we got two more Red Bulls in the fridge. You got to finish them off so we're not tempted.
Oof.
Yeah, no, but that sounds nice. I've had those water s-
Periods.
periods of time. Yeah,
Yeah.
so this is a this is kind of a cool one. I like this. Flashcards continues and says, what are some of your interests or other games outside of RS? And then the big one I like is, where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years?
Yeah. When I saw that, I kind of laughed because that's some like really high school question that you like
Yeah,
when you're about to like graduate, and then you have to like answer that question. Where do you see
yeah,
yourself in
yeah,
5 years? But it's actually a good question. I'm not too sure. 5 years? Maybe I'm still in school in 5 years if I decide to do a master's or something. But yeah, I would say my mindset is probably not gonna change that much. I'm very like minimalistic, like IRL as well. I don't really own that much stuff. I don't know. I hopefully I have a girlfriend again by then. So yeah, I don't know. Just really good at like calisthenics and working out. Hopefully in 5 years.
yeah,
Nothing crazy, just humble life with
yeah,
yeah, that's basically it. And other interests outside of RS, well, music, of course. It's easy. And I wanna. That's something also like a plan after 4.6. It's a big maybe though, but maybe like learn how to like mix music, make my own like mixes and upload those.
do it.
Better transitions than just getting to the next song.
Yeah, do it.
All right.
That
And
sounds awesome.
yeah, yeah, it would be cool. And other games, um, I don't know. I kind of burned out from all my other games. I don't really, I don't know. They don't hold the high enough frequency to like keep me interested for more than 20 minutes.
Yeah, I agree. This is the only game I play besides
Yeah.
chess.
Hmm.
I play a little bit of
Okay.
chess here and there, and it's just
Nice.
keep my brain, I guess,
Yeah,
working.
I like to like just think to keep my brain like working to like reflect my intention inside when I'm like doing stuff. That's how I keep my brain healthy. Just think about like life in
Yeah,
general. It's a big thing that I do.
and
But yeah, other.
yeah,
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say like 5 years from now. I kind of covered it on a previous cast, but I love this game, and like 5 years from now would be amazing to like still be doing these podcasts with people and like
Yeah, that would be
getting
cool. Yeah.
getting just a bunch of people on and just hearing a bunch of perspectives and seeing how the game evolves. Because one thing that I really love is listening back to really old podcasts. Uh, I asked Randalicious a few months ago if I could pull up some of the like private early
Or the Hexes
Texas
podcast.
casts, yeah,
Yeah.
and they are gold. Like
Yeah.
they are legitimate gold, and I can see why they're probably just privatized right now because
Mhm.
some of the things are just this day and age probably don't bode well with some people, but they
Yeah.
are
Maybe
so
not.
good, and they're like history, man. They're like
Yeah.
legitimate history, and it's I would love for like think about like 5 years, decade from now, like the original Sae Bae casts and see how they
Mhm.
progress and what happens to them, and I don't know, listening like for something like listening to you right now in 5 years from now, somebody comes back to this cast and sees like, wow, like this guy's on top page. Nobody's heard of him. Like he's been in school and stuff. Maybe he goes on occasionally, but like they listen back to like history. It's just
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I agree.
So I love. There's something really special about like creating podcasts. It doesn't have to be
Mhm.
podcasts, even just music or any form of art or just history
Yeah.
that you're producing, basically.
It's just there forever,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah, that is cool.
So I would love to still be doing this, and I am a very minimalistic person as well. Like I
Nice.
barely I barely can't live out of my suitcase anymore because now I have now I have a real bed and I have a table and a computer and
Yeah.
stuff to lug around. But I used to literally just have a laptop, shove everything in my suitcase in one big suitcase, and then just move wherever I wanted. Like,
Yeah, that sounds nice.
yeah. But now it's getting a little bit more of a struggle. But I love where I currently reside, and it's just I don't know, life's just good. So I hope life just continues to be this good. And honestly, in 5 years, I would love to start within that 5 years. I want to start getting more like physically healthy and just work on my diet and work on like health, long-term health in general. Because I don't want to be like ripped or buff or anything, but I would love to just be physically healthy and have energy.
Just be fit.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, that is
Not be
nice.
soft. Like when
Yeah.
when your body gets soft, you're like,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, that was a good question. Okay, this is a cool one as well. Frey asks, most normies would look at spending approximately 3 years of 24-hour days playing a video game as wasting your life. Do you agree with this to any extent? I'm guessing not entirely, as you've done it, but do you have small parts of you that regret setting and completing the 4.6 bill goal?
Yeah, this is the question I've been looking forward to. Like, this is almost like confronting, but it's confronting in a good way. But I'm never regretting anything that I've done, because if you regret something, you might as well like never ever do something again, because you like are gonna regret it maybe. So that's, in my opinion, a really bad mindset to like regret things,
Yeah.
especially if the things you have done made you happy, you enjoyed those. So why would you regret those things?
Mm-hmm.
So, um, but it is strange that I like spend so much time on this game. But that's back to the frequency thing that I said in the beginning. So yeah, it just has to be done. That's basically
Yeah.
how I see it. And I've learned so much from this. So it's, yeah, for me it's just a part of my life that I will never forget. So I don't see it as a waste at all. I see it as a thing I can be proud of.
Yeah,
But
that's a good way to look at it.
yeah, but it's gonna be weird when I don't know, meet someone, that I'm seeing someone, to explain like what I have been
Yeah.
doing in my like 20s.
Yeah.
I hope people like can understand it and like don't like walk away.
Yeah. But that's what's I don't know. That's what life's like there's so many I there's so many people in the world. There's so many girls in the world like that I seriously think
Mhm.
sometimes I have this thought where like if I actually started like dating and like tried to meet a girl that like I'll spend my life with or something, like I get in this mindset of I've already met every girl. Like I already know what all
Yeah.
girls are. Like I've met so many girls and they're all like this, like all the, but every single
Yep.
person's unique.
Uh-huh.
And that's like a really beautiful thought to think like anybody, like every single person's completely different than like another person, you know? So it's like you
Yeah.
haven't experienced every person and everybody's different.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
That
like,
is so true.
yeah, there's like a lot of motivation in that. Like, cause yeah, like sometimes I think like, God, if I had to think of a girl like in my past that I liked, or that like maybe we went, you know, hung out or dated or something, like explaining this to them. Oh God. But
Yeah, that's
yeah.
but I don't know, I'm kind of like quirky anyway, so
Yeah, that's how I feel as well. And I would like a girl that's not so super set on like social norms and just
yeah. Oh,
conforming
no.
and stuff.
No, that's a big turn off for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, I like your thought process on just not regretting anything. Like, in fact, if
Like,
there is things that you just wish, because like sometimes I regret not staying consistent to like working out or something, but that's like all part of life, and you need
mhm.
that. You need to like, I don't know, you need to make mistakes and you need to like do things that
Yeah.
you want to improve on. Basically, like that's how you become a better person. Just, like in general, you
Yep.
just improve yourself, do things that you
Yeah.
want to do better. But yeah. Okay.
He also asked another question.
Yeah,
I
go ahead.
think Frey, he had another tweet or
Oh, I see it here. It was down a
yeah,
little bit.
yeah.
Have you given anything up in your real life to achieve this goal? Dropped out of college, left a job, left a partner so that you could have more time to play?
Yeah, I I just did that. But I didn't do it like purely so I could play more. I also like really didn't enjoy like my study at the time. And my second study that I dropped out of, I just wasn't in a good place, so I just had to do that. But left the job. Well, no, I never left the job because of RS. I think I never called in sick as well. I think to play, but left the partner. Well, it's not completely because of RS, but my ex girlfriend, she kind of left because there was a factor that I played so much that she didn't like. But it was also like a high school relationship that was just like falling apart. We were like growing apart,
Yeah.
so it wasn't that bad.
It
But
was going to happen inevitably almost
yeah,
because you
yeah,
guys are different.
hmm yeah.
I
But it was fun.
yeah. I got to say I definitely have quit a job because of RS. That was like the release of Hardcore Iron Man mode made me quit my. It was just a seasonal job, and I talked about this in a previous cast. Won't go too much into it, but
Okay.
yeah, there's things in life where you're just like, you know, you only live once. I'm single. I don't have anybody to actually provide for. Let me do what would truly make me happy right now,
Yeah,
and like no regrets, you know, like
yeah.
so. And dropping out of college, so I haven't actually graduated from my university, and I took classes when I first started streaming online. And but yeah, I haven't finished school, and I've actually been enjoying streaming and just playing RuneScape and making YouTube videos so much that I haven't even really considered going back. And in fact,
hmm
like all the debt I've already accumulated from school doesn't really inspire me to go back. And
Yeah.
I was kind of in a position where like I was going to school because that was like what you do as a
hmm
20-year-old, and
Same.
I'd never really had any passion for anything. It switched my major twice. I was a music major, went into
Okay.
English, and then I went into PR. Yeah, I actually wanted to learn how to compose. I was like,
That's pretty cool, man.
yeah, no, it was that was what I wanted to do, but the amount of like I started like really learning about it, and like you have to be the top 0 point like
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
be so talented, so hardworking, and so musically gifted to like make that a living. Where
Hmm.
like most music majors end up just being a music teacher because that's like what's gonna provide.
Yeah.
And it just kind of burnt me out. And the other thing is like I don't feel like I've ever had true natural talent for like music theory and stuff, like where people can just get it so naturally. I struggled, even though I've always been a really musical kind of person. I felt like I
Hmm.
just doubted myself was the biggest issue.
That's kind of fixed mindset
Yeah.
that you like see other people as like prodigies, that they are like doing it with no effort, but maybe those people are like really like hardworking, and it just comes across to you as they are like gifted.
Yeah. No,
Because,
but
of course, like being gifted does exist, but
yeah.
like if you have like a growth mindset is something that I developed over the years as well, because like with like 200 mil, it seemed impossible, so I was like, yeah, I'm never gonna get that. But I think if you say I can't do it, you should always say I can't do it yet. Is something I've like learned.
Yeah.
That is uh, that is something to keep in mind.
And I've definitely like grown more as like just a person in general. I think my frontal lobe in my brain has finally come to a come to a closing of growth, and I feel like I just feel more confident in anything I do for the most part. I don't feel like
Nice.
I'm trying to please anybody. I can just back
Yeah.
then it was more, I don't know, like life was just so foreign to me, being like pushed into like the real world. Like
Yeah.
I just feel a lot more like, I don't know. If I truly wanted to do that now, I'd have a lot more like motivation and just more I don't know, desire to continue. But I also wanted to explore English because I had like learned Spanish and pretty
Oh, nice.
I was like semi fluent in Spanish, and I wanted to. I really loved like learning Spanish and like learning the mechanics of it, almost just like the technicalities of it. And so I really got into. I wanted to like really get into English, and I wanted to be a technical writer actually. But then I started on like that path to like that degree, and oh my god, dude, the amount of like essays you'd have to write, they're just
Yeah.
stupid, and it
Yeah.
was burning me out so hard. It was horrible.
That sounds rough.
It was
Yeah.
horrible, dude. Like, but there were classes that I really loved. There was like a technical writing class that I was in, and it was like sentence structuring and like all like how to like it's just like grammar based, and it was so fun. It was like it's like basically like if it was related to RuneScape, like going into the mechanics of RuneScape.
Uh-huh.
But then there would be like a class that's like go grind out Winter Todd, and you just don't want to do that. You just want to learn more about the mechanics, and you just hate
Yup.
your life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and I know what you mean.
yeah. And then I became a PR major, and
What is PR actually?
so that's a communication major, and public relations is the
Oh,
emphasis.
okay. Yeah.
And it's basically just trying to keep companies like the public eye, the public image of companies like good. And so it was a pretty fun major. You're in classes with a lot of girls, and it's so much teamwork involvement. But I never had the passion for it,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah, it's been cool just doing what I want. But now it's been nice.
Hmm.
Okay, got a couple more questions. Um, Shadow Makers asks, I don't understand, but
Oh.
can you explain what was the struggle to get goutweed for request or goat? What I'm assuming goutweed, those little
Goat with.
yeah.
Yeah. That's also kind of a meme, but when I saw it, I bursted out in laughing. I kind of forgot about it, but me and QV, that's the guy who replied on the tweet,
Oh
saying
yeah,
he's never gonna let us forget. We were, I think it was for Dragon Slayer 2 that you needed
yeah.
a Goudweed, and we were just doing it together on voice, and he was there. He was always in the same world as we were, and um, and we struggled so hard to get that Goudweed. We got caught so many times, and he just strolled past and got it in one try, and he just kept laughing at us. That was Yeah, I kind of forget about it, but he brought it up again. So thank you.
That's funny. There was a clip of this girl streamer on Behemoth highlights, and it was this little. It was a clip of the girl just going to get her gout weed for the first time. She had no idea what she was even doing. She just clicked. She's like, "Oh, there's the gout weed." She literally clicked it, and she had the perfect pathing where like you just don't
Oh,
get caught. And like
yeah, nice.
everyone is freaking out. Like she just did it, and she didn't even know what she was doing. She just thought like you just go get it. It
Uh-huh.
was just funny.
That's cool. Yeah, yeah, definitely went a bit different when we did it.
Yeah. Oh god. I wonder if there's a plugin for that now. Where it just
Maybe.
I mean,
I've
I
never
feel
been
like
back
we
there.
could. I feel like it would be pretty simple if you just spent a little bit of time looking at like
Oh
the
yeah,
true
yeah,
tiles of what people can.
yeah, for sure. Maybe it's out there. I don't know.
All right. Wizard is asking, was there any strategy behind how you approached each skill, or did you mostly do what you enjoyed? Anything you do different now? How did the thought of needing money for RC affect your experience? Would you prefer having to solo despite making the skill significantly slower?
uh, well, I am kind of poor, so I had to like resort back to solo slash duo. So it didn't really bother me that I couldn't do 0-4 for RC.
Is that enjoyable
But
though? Do you enjoy like the traditional sort of one plus
yeah,
one,
yeah, yeah,
or
yeah,
or
yeah.
I guess
I
not
like
one
it.
plus one, but just
Yeah, duo is 1+1.
yeah. But it's not like you're not controlling it, are you? You're just doing it,
Is
or are you
wait,
controlling the
wait,
second
wait.
guy?
Is duo 1+1? I don't know if it's 1+1. I don't know. I'm doing a lot of duo with
Yeah.
a runner.
I mean, it's still technically one plus one, but I think when I hear one plus one, it means like
Yeah, I
you're
think that's that's
controlling the.
that's Dolo.
Oh, that must be it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Dolo is fun, but once you have tasted duo, there's no way you're gonna
Yeah.
enjoy Dolo because it's way harder and less XP.
Oh yeah, I bet.
But what were the other things he
I
said?
guess let's cover the first one. What was there any strategy behind you like completing each skill, or did you just do what you enjoyed at the time?
Yeah, I kind of did do what I enjoyed. Well, I went for 50 mil base first, so that was a nice foundation. So I didn't have to go from 13 mil to 200.
Yeah.
So that's kind of strategy to go for 50 mil first, I guess.
After that, did you go for 100 mil, or was 50 mil the base that you basically
No,
stuck
then
with?
I just did skills I wanted to do.
That's cool. But that
I
at
started
least
with
builds up
Slayer.
the confidence that you've done a fourth of it of every skill.
Yeah, I mean, there's no like really a wall of doing the skill when you're already at 50, then another 50 you're already halfway, so
Yep.
that really helps. What else did he ask? I can't really see the question.
Um, yeah, it's in the more replies. That I don't know if you might have to load it up, but
Oh,
that for
yeah.
me it is. He asked anything you do different now, and then
Well, I used to skill up a lot, so now I kind of enjoy doing skill straight.
is that a acquired taste? Would you say?
Yeah, yeah, for for sure. Because I would go nuts if I had to do like 200 mil straight when I was still pretty new.
So
I usually skill up like every few days.
yeah, I just think like skill hopping. It was always kind of seen as like less impressive. But at the same
Hmm.
time, I've seen like Iron Vatty would always just he's really upset that he grinded out 200 mil
Yeah,
thieving, and now he's literally thieving Vires for 0 XP.
yeah, yeah. That sucks.
Yeah, like is there a benefit to just? I mean, obvious. I think we can all see there's a benefit to just getting base XP, and because when updates come out,
Hmm.
you're gonna
Yeah,
reap the
less
benefits of holding
less
back.
devaluation if you have base XP. But I don't know. There's also benefit of just finishing the skill and not having to think about it again.
Yeah. Okay, how did the thought of needing money for RC affect your experience? Like, were you a fan? So, like, when the whole running thing came out,
No,
I
I
feel it was
I,
a few
I
years
hated
ago.
it. I was scared to make money. I don't really enjoy alting for GP actually.
Yeah, I don't like alting at all. So that's just again my bias. But Yeah, I
Mm.
would have hated that. But I understand it when I take a step back because I don't play a main, so I can take a healthy step back and just it doesn't affect me. But I'm like runners seem like a good balance at least. Like you have to pay a shit ton of money to get
Yeah.
really high XP rates. It seems
Hmm.
decently balanced, but I understand the
Yeah.
nostalgia and the annoyance of like not knowing that beforehand almost just like getting fucked
Hmm.
over when you're so far.
Yeah. I kind of want to grab some water, so
Yeah, go ahead.
we'll pause.
Yep.
Yo.
Welcome back. Okay.
Where were we?
We're just talking about RC and how it kind of or what were we talking about? I think we
Yeah,
moved past that.
yeah, it was kind of about RC, but yeah, I don't know.
We
Well,
only Oh, sorry, go ahead.
there's one thing I wanna add to the RC thing.
Go for it.
Um, People uh, did a lot of jobs, like services, to afford their RC, and that is something I was kind of against. So I kind of already like convinced myself that I was gonna do solo or duo
Yeah.
for RC anyway, because that was something that was really bad in my opinion. But
Yeah.
it is gone now, so that's good.
Yeah. Services was not good for the in my opinion wasn't good for the game and but it was
Oh.
disgusting how much money people were making
Hmm. Yeah.
and for like no effort because just people just don't want to train their own accounts.
Hmm.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, we only got a couple more. I think I only see one more, but I want to cover this one. um Balakor Shrub asks, where do you see yourself in 20 years? I don't know if I mean, we can answer what we can, but he also asks, what do you think people in OSRs will best remember you for?
Hmm. Yeah. Okay. 20 years. I have no clue, man.
I have no
uh,
idea. Yeah.
that's yeah. And I'm like 44 almost.
I'll be 40. Yeah. In 20 years, I'll be 45, 46 in like
Yeah.
a month. It's insane.
But what do you think people in OSRS will remember you for? I would say people remember me for the skilling videos and the music, and I'm still gonna continue making them, so they have something to look out after or for.
That's cool.
That's cool, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. If I had to answer it, I don't know if he's asking me, but
Yeah, you can answer it.
I am assuming in like years from now because I don't know what people remember if I just died right now, like what would people remember me for? I don't know. Probably being a clue scroll fanatic. Like
Inquisitors and base.
yeah, Nightmare had the best of me just before I died,
Uh-huh.
but no. I don't know. I am a huge fan of like all aspects of this game, almost all aspects. But I will say like clue scroll hunting has been a huge it's just been so much fun when you like really just when you decide. So I hear a lot of people say like they hate clue scrolls and like they're the worst and like they're so obnoxious to do, but it's this mindset. It's the mindset you have to go into it with where and I think Vaddy's a good example. Like Vaddy was asking me, he's like, what do you like? Because he kind of wanted to get into clue scrolls on his Iron Man, kind of, and I just told him, like, dude, how I got into him was I had to make a mental decision to just when you get a clue scroll, just stop everything and go do it. Like, just don't think about it, just go do it. Like, bank all your shit, go get your stuff out, go do it, come back. Like, and again, this is not for everyone. I'm not saying everyone needs to do clue scrolls, but
that's not easy to do.
yeah, it's a conscious decision you have to make, and because it was so like clue scrolls, I hated them initially too, because it's like you get one and you have 50 more kills on your Slayer task, and you're like, yeah, I'm not doing this, and then you just hold in your bank and you just think about it too much, just do it.
Yeah, I used to love clues, but yeah, when you go forward to a wall, there's no room.
It's different mindsets at different times. And I was in a real like when I was maxing, I loved skilling. Like I did like 3 straight weeks of like solo lavas.
Nice.
It was just so enjoyable. Like you just not to steal your thing, but you get lost in the flow, you know. But it's just nice. Like there's different aspects, and so I love all aspects of the game. Currently, I fucking love clue scrolls. And I think part of that is like the romanticization. What the heck? That is a weird ass. What am I trying to say? But like thinking about it too much because I don't even really actively do it because of the mace. But maybe I'm romanticizing it.
Yeah. I don't think so.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what people best remember me for. So.
And the cast, of course.
The what?
The Sae Bae Cast.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. Hopefully dude, I don't know. I hope this is like the one project I've ever started where like it's all on my own and I've actually been able to keep it up slightly. So I'm really excited about it.
It's impressive. Actually, it's really good. So keep at it.
Well, thank you. And yeah, I hope to. I don't know. We'll see because I want to get repeat guests on eventually. So we'll get you on maybe in a couple years. Maybe when a new skill comes out, we'll get you on.
That would be cool. Yeah,
I'll see how things have changed.
Yeah, that would be really cool to see how like things like worked out for some people.
Yeah, that's what I'm excited about. Like, that's like that's like what the cast is. Those are gonna be the truly good episodes. Is like the second appearances.
Yeah, that's gonna be real good. Whoa.
So hopefully people are down. Like you sound pretty excited. So that's something we could plan out in the future.
Yeah, I'll keep you added on Discord and stuff.
Awesome. Glad I'm not gonna get deleted after this.
Oh man, I would never do that. To anyone.
That's just it's exciting. Like I don't know if you ever watched Survivor, getting like those. They would have like Survivors. I have not kept up with Survivor in over a decade, but I used to watch it as a kid, and then they'd get like previous Survivors on, and those were always the more successful seasons because like everyone already kind of has a relationship with them in a way.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah. Well, I think we covered all the topics. Do you have anything for? Do you have any topics that you would like to at least address or anything?
Not that I can think of right now.
Okay, then I will ask. Who would you like to give? I guess a couple shout outs to some of the more. I guess let's say top 3 or top 5 of your most inspirational like OSRS players that have really motivated you to accomplish something that very few people will accomplish in this game. 4.6 bill.
Well, of course, Link's Titan for like
paving the way.
Yeah. He proved that it was possible, of course. And yeah, I would say Automatic and Acid Soul for like giving me the mindset or like giving me the material, their videos, their rambles to like yeah, that was really inspiring. And also shout out Omnia, and shout out to Dumbfounded, who is getting 200 all in 9 minutes. So
Oh wow.
congrats. Yeah.
Are you at his party or something? Is he having a little party or something?
Yeah, I should go there now actually.
All right. Well,
So
it's
it's nice timing that it's
yeah,
actually like finishing now and
wrapping
he's
up.
getting it. Yeah.
Um,
And yeah.
yeah. Any
Okay.
other people before we end?
Uh, mm,
There's a bunch you could go
yeah,
off, but
there's so many people, man. I love everyone in the community, and yeah, keep up the gains.
all right. Well, it was an absolute pleasure, Max. Thank you so much for being on it,
Yeah,
and
thank you for having me.
I'm glad we could dive into a little bit more about you and early GZ on the 200 mil all. So in the next 2 months, I'll have your. I don't know if you plan on streaming it. I'm assuming so.
Probably not. That's something a quick like story, but I think it's gonna be slightly emotional for me to finish it, so I would rather be like alone getting it.
Oh wow. Okay.
So
I respect it.
I'm gonna record it, of course, and upload it with some like nice music, of course. Don't worry. But yeah, I'm probably just gonna get it, look at it for a minute, just log out and do something else for a bit.
That's awesome. Well,
Thank you.
I'm excited for your journey afterward, and well done on continuing just being a really consistent gamer, just
Thanks.
pushing through. So, all right. Well, guys, I'll have Max's Twitch in the description and his Twitter. Is there anything else you'd like in there?
Playlist.
Playlist. Yes, I'll have that link in there as well.
There's nothing else you can put in there from me, I think.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being on it. Uh,
Yep.
and yeah, I guess we'll catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy.
Peace.